Welcome. We are live from LinkedIn. It's Whiskey Wednesday. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday, revenue party people. If I can talk, welcome to our guest. Thank you for being here.
All right. So there are so many hot topics right now, and I can't wait to get into them. But first, let's introduce our guests. Jesse?
Yes. Amelia, one of my good friends. I'm so glad she's here. She specializes in full-service RevOps consulting, go-to-market, and sales advisory. She is also a cold call crusher and a co-author of a book. So we'll be getting into all of those things here in just a moment.
And I get to present Rod. So just some quick context. Rod was one of Zoominfo's fastest SDRs to AE promotion. And now, despite coming from a background that's unrelated to sales, B2B, cold calling, or business, Rod employed his natural charisma, which you're actually going to get a chance to see today, and storytelling to convince his first employer to give him a shot. Now, as you know, every single week I have to give my spiel, so I'm going to jump right into it. So as you know, our name is Whiskey Wednesday, but we do not promote the use of alcohol on any level. You can choose to drink whatever it is that you like. It could be alcohol, it could be juice, it could be tea, it could be coffee. As you see, everybody's drinking different things. But if you do decide to drink anything with alcohol content, please be careful and in moderation, and do not drink and drive. Jesse, this way.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for that, as always, Eddie, our responsible one. Tonight's LinkedIn hot topics include, drumroll, cold call frameworks. Next, we'll be getting into new playbooks with dark social for outreach. And then we're going to get into 2022 prospecting done right, because why wouldn't we when we have Amelia and Rod both here with us? I'm looking forward to that one. And then I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there have been a lot of posts on LinkedIn about in-person events and going back to the office. So we're curious, what does the audience think? Do you like to stay remote, or do you want to go back to the office? We'll be getting into all of that and more. Plus, of course, you know what it is. The guru of the week. Oh, so we will find out who Amelia and Rod chose here in just a little bit. But first, let's get into this first topic, shall we?
We shall. Can y'all hear me? Because all day.
We can hear you.
Okay, good.
And it's good that you started it, considering you're the cold crushing queen right now.
You know what? I don't even cold call is like the greatest thing is like, but I want a belt. I just want a belt. Like I want the whole UFC whole experience, and no one's giving it to me. But
no one's giving you a belt?
Great. I mean, Jared Robbins, shout out, bro. Like, give me that belt.
Should we make a Reveting belt? Why hasn't the other companies that are literally employing these people to do cold calling live not giving belts? Like, Reveting should just make a belt. Like, go get like a WWE belt and just like scratch out that and put a WW and that's it.
Yeah, but Jared said like maybe he would do like Amelia t-shirts like with my face on it. So I was like, okay, like get one. Okay, yeah. If I saw people wearing that, I'd be like, what is wrong with you? Ron wants a mug with my face on it. I feel like
then you can always be insinuating. Always wear your shirt.
Oh, shit.
I think that's what he's trying to say to us. Like he pulled his mug up right then. I get it. I see you, Ron. Okay.
All right. So you know what? How about I ask the first question? So throughout all of these calls that you've been doing and throughout all the calls that you've done, tell us one thing. What's your favorite framework, or what's at least your favorite opener? Something that you start with, and then how you progressively move through it. Talk us through it.
Which one? Me first? Me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Because I'm such a
right now. That's what we need.
Let me preface this by saying, one, that let me fix my camera. Okay, I feel better. All right. And then two, okay, cool, good, happy. I don't really cold call much. I'm a big social seller. So that will be that next topic. I'm excited for that one. But cold calling, that's how, I would dial SDR world, Zoominfo, I was at Seamless. So like, there's that, like Rod gets it totally to where it's the grind hustle. So I have mad respect for him because of that culture, knowing that it is that like you got to call, you got to dial, you got to make like your numbers and hit those metrics and all of that. Seamless being the same way. But when I first started cold calling, I would say to people, how are you? Like, hey, how are you? It's Amelia. And they'd be like,
Who?
good. Who's this? But I loved it because people are so against how are you? And I love that they're against it. Be against it. Hate me all you want. I don't care. But it's hate me, love me. It's an obsession, right? Like it's some rap song. I think someone says that. But so I'm like, all right, how are you kind of thing gives like a vibe of like, okay, how's this person? Are they in Massachusetts? Are they going to be like really fast and like upbeat and this pace? Whoa, why is it just me? This pace that's really like go, go, go. Or are they in Tennessee where we can like talk slow and it's all Southern and I get a little bit more of a drawl going on, you know? So it's a feeler for me. But that's the opener that I'll go with. I'm saying, hey, it's Amelia. How are you? Or, hey, how are you? It's Amelia. How's your Wednesday? Even if it's Tuesday. And they're like, it's Tuesday. And I'm like, oh my gosh, their days all run together. Just breaking down that barrier.
I'm with you. I'm not against how are you whatsoever. I see all the shit. I see all the crapping, in the shit on it. I'm not against it at all.
No.
I don't know. If I get a cold call from someone and they ask me how I am, I'm like, I'm not good. What do you need right now?
Right. And I'd be like, what's up? Like me either. I'm not good either. Like today actually sucks. Right. And then it's the bond. So like run with however, like whatever they're saying. If my day sucks too. Like what's up with yours? Right. Like, is it time to drink? I don't know.
My day sucks because I'm getting a cold call. Like what do you need?
Right. Oh, I hear you. Okay. Let's
so
be
like,
quick,
what would you say to that though? Like that. But honestly, like that would be what was in my head.
Right. No, I totally hear you. I'm not wanting to call you actually right now to begin with, but we're in sales for a reason, right? That's why I'm calling you because you're the VP of sales or you're the CMO. And I know that matters to you that you're actually bringing in leads, right? So super quick. And then I would go into, hey, we're helping other CMOs with XYZ. Are you guys experiencing the same thing? Totally curious. Hang up on me if you want. I think I would just go into, but it's a human just like aspect of things. Just be as normal as possible. Stop reading off a script. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Four don't do it, y'all. That means a lot.
It's funny you say that. I remember
I'm not a cold caller, but
a framework.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, I feel like I'd want to read the script a few times and practice with the script for a while and like get into a groove.
You got to figure out your flow. Like some things that some people say will work for some people. Some things that others say like some guy, he'll say, may I make a suggestion? That one of the first companies that I work with, I can't say that without like stumbling. May I make a suggestion? Like it doesn't flow. So I tried before and I was like, never mind. You're not going to make a suggestion like on a call because I was like, this isn't working. It doesn't work for me, but it works like wonders for this guy. So, what works for some doesn't always work for others. And that's okay.
It depends a lot on your style. It depends a lot on your style. And I think a lot of it is aligning your style and your strengths with whatever approach you're either trained on or exposed to, right? At Vorsight, we had a proprietary cold calling methodology where the first 15 to 45 seconds of the call are the most crucial, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of data that goes back and forth on, would you lead with a permission to continue? Like, hey, this is Rod over at Zoominfo, how's it going? Do you have a quick second, right? Yeah. Should you even ask how their day is going? Like I have people at Zoominfo right now are like, don't do that. It's stupid. Nobody cares. But again, it's a style sort of factor. I think when it comes to cold calling, form trumps substance. Like it doesn't matter what you're saying, doesn't matter nearly as much as how you're saying it, how comfortable you are saying it, how confident you are delivering it. And the most important thing for me in the beginning, in that first 45-second window.
If you get 45 seconds, right?
Right. 45 seconds is like, that's you did a good job.
Right.
The most pivotal thing there is dropping something, any small piece of information about them. If I'm calling Jesse and, I speak to a lot. I literally do speak a lot to a lot of sales and marketing people. Marketing people hang up on me at a much greater proportion than salespeople do.
I don't hang up on people.
Y'all are bitches.
I might not answer, but I wouldn't hang up on you.
I didn't say that. But anyways, The thing that
That's why
really
we love
makes a
them here.
difference, especially when talking to marketers, is saying, "Hey Jesse, this is Rod over at Zoominfo. I saw that I just saw your recent content. I just saw your recent Whiskey Wednesday content. I thought that was really cool. Do you have a quick second? Drop any small piece of information about them, their business, their company, even their industry, and immediately make the conversation about them. You're going to get their attention much more.
Yeah, I like
if
that
you've
one.
got
I like
industry knowledge of some sort, like you're doing something right. Or hey, congrats, you guys just raised like the funding round. Like that's huge. Like
yeah.
big congrats to you guys. Ego stroke all day.
I feel like we talk about that subject a lot, especially like it's a recurring pattern. Like
Yeah,
especially
so
the one
do
that you
it,
just
people.
mentioned. Yeah, like especially the one that you mentioned. Like I'm always saying that whole thing about like industry organization, right? Speak on the industry or organizational level, and you're good. And especially what you
And
just
match
said.
it
Rod.
with persona,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Especially what you just said. Like, I just saw. So one thing that I remember learning a long time ago is if you're trying to talk about one specific item, instead of just saying I just saw, say you just did, and then go right into it. Cuts off the word, right? You just say you just did that, and then right away immediately go into your permission. So then instead you cut out a little bit of those words, and it's just like I'm talking right into the sorry, I'm talking to you,
Show
not
me
at
you
you.
know
But
me.
yeah,
Sam, shout out to Sam and Nick right there. Yep.
What
Shout
up,
out
dude?
to
Like, speaking of like technicalities of like
Themselves.
cold call frameworks, like
yeah,
so some of the ones I learned during go to market games by Hype Cycle were
winner applause.
Oh, yeah.
Winner.
really was a good learning experience for
Queen.
me because it required me to like go. I was like, seriously? I didn't even realize there were like a bazillion different cold call frameworks. Like, so I had my eyes open to like route, ruin, multiply. I think Jake Dunlap had a video where he was talking about a mirroring framework, where you find a customer like them and you say, this is how we help that customer. And I know there's like so many others. So like out of those like technical frameworks, like what do you guys like or not like about them? And like, what are they? Like, even if you could just name some so people can go Google them.
I mean, literally, I was going to say what you said, like the mirroring, like saying that and asking, okay, this is not a framework. Asking how questions opposed to what questions is a big difference. So, how are you guys currently solving this that we're seeing with other companies that are Series A going through, whatever, just recently got funded, whatever, something industry knowledge that how opposed to, well, what are you guys doing? Like, that's a guard somebody's going to put up. Like, if I'm asking you, like, what are you doing? Opposed to, like, how are you doing that? That's I'm genuinely interested, opposed to, like, I'm not in the attack and I'm not trying to just, like, I'm trying to actually help you, opposed to sell you. Selling, helping, selling.
I like that you just said, I'm more of the why. Like, why is that important to you? Why is that? And then it just seems to open up the door.
The why in the house, yeah.
The why in the how. I mean, look, you're going back to like, the whole start with the why concept too. Why, how, then what? It seems like what's always the last thing. Always.
Yep. Exactly.
Those are really good suggestions.
So I think that basically all frameworks fall into one of two categories, where you're either leading with more of the product or you're leading with more questions, right?
Oh,
and I think
feature benefit always. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, depending on what you're selling, right? Zoominfo has a very strong brand name. This is one of the few companies I've worked at where I get to say, hey, I'm calling from Zoominfo, and most people have heard of me, right?
Yeah.
That brand name alone engenders a much more, it favors the product process. But when I worked at an outsourced SDR firm, and we were working with a lot of startup technology companies whose names I sometimes didn't know how to pronounce correctly, right? You need to lead with, you never lead with a product, you never lead with the company or their story.
Or with you,
Or with us. I mean, in general, I wouldn't advise you lead with us anyways. Hello, Cindy. I would say lead with challenges, lead with questions. First 15 to 45 seconds.
Questions, so important.
Get them to first listen to you, and then transition as quickly as you can into a really good open-ended question, whether it's a what, how, why, so long as it's open-ended and it relates to them and it makes you sound like one of their peers. That for me has been the more successful of the framework models.
Yeah, and I would listen to you all day with knowing how to do that. Like, anyone listening to this, like, because Zoominfo is a big company, people know, like, for you to go, like, be one of the fastest people to go from SDR to AE, like, this is a lot about you and what you've done. So
thank you.
Y'all listen to him, okay? Listen to him, do what he says, whatever he says, do it. But I'm going to say something. I had 2 of your people, your SDR people, nothing bad. I had them call me like literally within 10 minutes of each other. And I was like, oh, whatever dialer y'all are using, y'all did not press the right thing. How long have you been over there? But I said, okay, I could do you. It was the end of the month. And I said, and I said it to both of them. I was like, I can do you a favor. I can either take a 10-minute meeting, and I promise you I won't buy from that AE. I promise I won't. Or I can give you 10 minutes of coaching. Which one? And they both said coaching. And I thought, okay, good for you. And I got a text later that day from both of them saying, oh my gosh, I had booked 2 meetings. They both said 2. And I was like, hell yeah. Because you know what? It was like, I needed people to do that. I remember specifically this one guy. He was a VP of sales, and he stopped me. My first SDR gig, it was SDR. I was outsourced SDR stuff too, but I was doing enterprise T-Mobile for business. And so he stopped me in the middle of my pitch, and he was like, can I just coach you for a second? And I was like, totally thrown off. And I was like, yeah, I would absolutely love that, actually. Thank you. He was like, so my team, what I helped them with, and I don't really remember exactly what he said, but the whole aspect of him stopping to coach me, to invest in me, not even knowing me, that like stuck with me so much. So I thought, okay, you know what? I needed to help these people, like these reps, like you're going to hit quota if I can help you just a tiny bit with just because you're reading off a script completely. Y'all said the same exact thing. And there's different ways to do this, because I'm talking to you in a very nonchalant, chill way, and you are talking like this, and I'm not going to talk like a robot back to you. So, well, it's, so they both literally took whatever, I don't even remember what I told them. I think it was more like be human, basically, and like lead with talking about that person. Like, you didn't ask me any questions at all. The question, go back to the questions, like ask me how I'm solving for this, opposed to it being like they kind of skimmed over that. They both have been there really a short amount of time. And so it was where I just thought, okay, I want to invest in other people too. If people have been invested in me, and I've been on the other side, that it says so much about like genuinely just caring for people. And like, sales is hard. Like, it's not easy. That's why so many reps are like, nope, out, done. Because that SDR gig, like, they don't get the coaching they need. That's that middle tier management kind of thing that like drives me totally insane, that coaches aren't coached to coach and coach well. So when that happens, that's top of the funnel sort of thing. They don't even know what's going on in the middle. So they're the people who are performing well, not looking at ROI, they become the managers of people that just joined, and they don't know how to coach them if they need that, big push, or they just need that simple, like, come to Jesus moment. Hey, you're doing wonderful, but let's fix this. Or like slap them on the butt, go get them, tiger. There's like 2 totally different things, right? So, which one is it? They don't know how to do. So I don't know. I asked like both of the guys from Zoominfo, hey, like, how would you rather like it be where I'm telling you what I think you should do, or like, do you want to try, role play? Like, can I be you and you? Because I've been in that lead gen space. Like, I get it. It'd be daily. Like, oh, we use Zoominfo. I'm like, oh shit, I know. Like, I know you do. Of course you do. But yeah, so that's my little spiel about how it was cool to kind of give that back, but also see the results from that.
Totally. Does anyone else have anything to add? I don't want to wrap up cold call frameworks too quickly.
I have a question.
Yeah, get into it.
For both. So to give a little bit of context before I ask the question. So when you look at the 2 guests that we have, one works for a behemoth within, let's say, the tools that they support. Yeah, because in essence, Zoominfo started out by having really one service that they were providing. Now they're acquiring different, let's say, platforms, and they're continuing to grow. So they're becoming a behemoth within the space. And you look at with Amelia, they're in hyper growth mode right now. 2 completely
hyper growth and not throwing bodies in, right? Hyper growth
exactly.
is in, yeah.
To give you some context, so you have one with Zoominfo that is a behemoth and it's a well-recognized brand. And then you have Amelia with Carabiner Group, which is in hyper-growth mode, and the brand is starting to get built. The question that I have, and the reason I ask it is this. in the past, I've spoken about this many times, even on here in one of the episodes, about how when you work for a big brand, if you look at two spectrums, you're going to have on one side of the spectrum, the individual does not need to sell themselves as much because the brand is behind them. Whereas if you do not really have good brand recognition, you do have to sell yourself more as a salesperson. But the question is directed to both of you in this sense. So first and foremost for Rod, knowing that when you're making those calls, and some people do have an inclination or even some kind of recognition towards the brand that you have, do you find that those conversations are easier? Or do you find that sometimes there's a little bit of pushback because they do know the product and they're talking in comparables? And then I'll ask Amelia after.
It's always easier to have somebody know who you are. Even if they've had a negative interaction, that's sometimes easier to overcome than having to do all of the education within a 3-minute long cold call, right? So in my opinion, it's always easier. But personally, and to Amelia's point, part of why my track from SDR to AE was one of the fastest is because my approach is really my approach really comes from my education at Vorsight, where regardless of how much my company has, regardless of how much my client or my existing company may have a strong brand name presence, it doesn't change my approach of leading with you, asking good questions, and then in as time conscious a fashion as possible, getting to a really good challenge or trend that's going to want to make the person talk, right? I know that not
good answer.
Every SDR here does that because we have such a strong brand name presence and because we're a big volume focused SDR shop. So a lot of times it's like win fast, lose fast. I'm going to lead with product. If you know us and if you like us and you'll buy, then that might be a more cost effective approach than having a 6-minute long cold call where you tell me everything about your business.
Great answer. Now, Amelia, different style of question. Being that you're working inside of an organization that is basically bringing something new, right? One of the reasons I think hypergrowth is happening there is because this is a new concept. It might have been incepted before, but Carabiners really taken it to new heights. So my question to you is, when you're in conversation, knowing that this is new to some or even to most, do you find that discovery or even that exploration call is more favored towards you because you have the opportunity to enlighten people for things that they didn't even know had existed before?
It's so problem-based because so many organizations they went into that hyper growth of like, they didn't build a process before, they threw a bunch of people in and they went backwards, right? They got the technology and they did all those things, but they didn't go in order with process people, technology. Like they didn't go in that order where it made sense and train their people on what they were supposed to be doing. So there's the social selling aspect of things that comes in, which kind of is segue kind of a bit into other topics, but where people are specifically saying, hey, I'm not sure what in the world to do. We have all of our reps using this tool, and none of them are doing it correctly. And we're just throwing money to the wind. Okay, great. Hey, let's hop on a call. Like, I'm happy just to be a soundboard for you. Just providing help in that sense, because it is different selling a product than a service. And I've come to that realization big time. And it's been a adjustment because I have to sell them on trust fully first. Like, you can trust me because this is going to be like, this is your baby, your business. Like, it's C-suite, these leaders within, and I'm saying I'm going to help you from that foundational level. Let's get back and let's go back, completely. Let's not build a sandcastle with pretty like things on it, shells and whatnot that's going to eventually crumble. Like, let's actually build like on this solid rock foundation to where you can build like brick by brick by brick in the right way. So I have to sell first with that personalization and relevancy, both being tied. Relevancy, I know, Jesse, you're big on that being, over the personalization, but it is so true. It's okay, you have a problem and I can help you, but also let me show you, like, I know you. Like, let me show you that I care because I know that you are Series B and you just got funding, or you just had a ton of people who just left and you're probably struggling, or your RevOps leader just left, or your Salesforce admin just left. Great, then I can come in and help. So speaking to that problem is a big thing, but it's selling myself.
Two last questions.
You are the product. When it's a service,
Right. Like for sure. I mean, I had this guy, I was on a podcast the other day, and it was where this guy in this Slack community, these people are like RevOps, like people, like they've been doing it since RevOps, like since the cave year. It was like people were in caves. Yeah.
RevOps?
So like, yeah, in caves, like cavemen people in RevOps. Yeah. Doing stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So it's weird. That's, whatever. So that's what they say. But like, no, like one of my first few weeks at Carabiner, I jumped into the Slack community, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just help this person, whatever. Come to find out, this guy literally was like being just kind of like arrogant in this Slack community, asking like a really simple question. I was like, oh, I can help you. Just jump in. And this one guy who's like one of the leaders in there, who started the group, he's like, sends me a message, and he was like, do not try to sell in this group. This is not what we do. Turns out like he is now working with me, like he's a client of ours, because I had to reverse the whole thing, get him to trust me. And he like wished my daughter happy 6th birthday on her birthday, like sent me a Slack to say that. And it was like, he gave me like a slap on the wrist massively, but it was really cool that I was able to sell myself back to him. Like, hey, so sorry, I went full press on this. And, also because I found out, like I massively snooped. I did my research, right? Due diligence, whatever. And found out he was like massive Rangers, like hockey fan. So I'm like, but go Rangers, right?
Go Rangers.
And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just found out that hockey does not go to 7 or 8, whatever, like air hockey. I mean, like air table. Well, I just found this out.
Don't?
Shut up. You're up. You know.
Who?
And from Canada, he knows all about.
I am. I'm all about. I played hockey like my whole life.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. Hey, poutine and snowboard. Come on now.
I'm surprised you have all your teeth, Eddie.
I mean, look, I'm basically like in Alaska right now.
I
My
love
base-
poutine. That's hard to find around here.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 last questions before we conclude this, though. First question is for the guests. It's a yes or no answer. And then the other question is for the audience. You can't answer, but you're going to see why. Question for the guests. Yes or no? Have you seen success in cold calling? And do you still see success in cold calling?
Yes.
That's a resounding yes for me, 100%.
Question for the audience. Is cold calling really dead?
Audience, is cold calling dead? Are you all going to answer an anonymous caller?
You gonna answer me when I
Or maybe a local presence, dialer?
Ooh.
Ooh. All right.
I see like the local numbers calling me. I'm like, I know your secret.
They're spoofing.
You're spoofing the number.
They're playing that
Get at it.
bananas game. I don't even know about that bananas. But they're just spoofing. They're pure bananas.
Hey.
All right. Let's get into that next topic. Next topic.
Next topic. Okay, Rod, let's start with you on this topic, if you don't mind. New playbooks with dark social for outreach. First of all, could you just explain a few things? Let's take it back to the basics. What's a playbook? What's dark social? And what are you defining as outreach?
A playbook is basically some kind of step-by-step framework where it gets real tactical, right? You know exactly what your first touch, what your last touch is going to look like, and everything in between, or at least it gives you an idea of some examples for those, right? Dark social is everything, all of where your content is shared, where you can't see it and it's difficult to have attribution software pick up on it, right? On LinkedIn, if I post something, it's really easy to see how many views, how many likes, how many comments. If somebody takes my LinkedIn post and they text that to someone via WhatsApp, or they send that through Facebook Messenger, or they use some of these other social channels to socialize that piece of content or information, I don't have visibility into that. And then outreach is just the process of trying to do business through some kind of playbook cadence. Like outreach is how many times am I going to call this person? How many times I'm going to send them an email? How many times am I going to use LinkedIn touches or whatever social touches? And if you want to be real omni-channel, how do you do all of that at the same time within a specified touch point number and time frame?
Good stuff.
Good.
So in terms of any playbooks with dark social for outreach, What might you explain on that? Like, what have you used? What have you seen to work?
I am not a good person for this question because social. So I would defer to Bryn Tillman. Bryn Tillman is the person I've seen who shares the best content.
Is this person on LinkedIn? Can you spell the name?
Yeah.
Absolutely. BRYNNETILLMAN.
Yes.
I don't know if I can click in the comments.
Got it. I'm gonna tag it.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. I can concur. Yes. Agreed. And I haven't spoken. Yes. Okay. It's all coming back to me because I got an awesome message at one point that was like, it was like the most genuine thing ever. And I was like, who are you? Can we be friends? Completely. Because it was so effortlessly done. And so it was just genuinely being like, hey, rooting for you kind of thing. And it was really cool. So yeah. I plus one on that.
Yeah, Bryn Tillman is awesome. From what I know about her approach, it's heavily focused on like, don't sell through social media. You don't really sell. You just give, right? Your first touch is hey, it's nice to connect with you. Your second touch is like a piece of content. Your third touch is you give them something. In her case, I think she loves giving people free digital copies of her book. I think she's written many books, and I think she works at a consortium that does a lot of different aspects of go-to-market strategy.
She gets cash money for it, though, a little bit.
Well, and at the end, after she's given you a lot, then, it's kind of that...
Bryn Tillman, she's she works at LinkedIn, yes?
Sure. That brings me back to when Rod's talking about the give and how we have individuals like Zoe Hartsfield and Ron Slocum or Tom Slocum. How they always talk about this.
Ron.
Yeah.
Ron's in my neck of the woods. I gotta get Ronnie.
Y'all got a link, man. Y'all got a link. No, but they're always talking about the deposit, right? You're always depositing. Yep. Those are like little deposits every single time. And it makes perfect sense. You're in that world.
It's a garden. It's a garden. You plant the seeds. You got to water them. And if you want,
now you're talking old fundamental sales.
There's a lot of psychology research that suggests that if you, as a waiter, as a server, if you're working in the service industry, if you want a better tip, give them a candy. Give them a little something right before the tip comes through, because humans, generally speaking, are very reciprocal. If you feel you've given something, you're going to be much more inclined to reciprocate, right? So when it comes to social selling, when it comes to social media, again, I speak anecdotally because I haven't had personal success with this. My understanding is when it comes to that, you want to be doing a lot more giving and a lot less selling.
You talk very well. You talk very well, Rod. This is why I'm getting it. Why you don't talk as much as I do. Like you're really good with your words. I'm like, wow, that's a big word. I like that word.
So one thing that it's funny that you say that. So the line that you just said were reciprocal. So if everybody here that's listening and everybody that's on the show, one thing that this is stemmed from, it goes back, think even biblical, right? When you're young and you're taught the things like it's always better to give than to receive. When you're younger, it's the exact same thing. What are you taught to do when you're in school? To share, right? It's little steps that you take as a human being, and it keeps moving forward as you grow older. And when you bring that with you into sales, and especially now in a social selling environment, as you give, it's the same thing that you used to do when you were younger. You're sharing, and when you're sharing, others share with you. And that's all it is. That's where that reciprocation and trade-off becomes more valuable than it did, of course, when you're younger. Now it's more on a monetary level, but nonetheless, we have to agree with Rod on this. It's cool how it transitions, but it's always going to be the same thing. We're going back to that human aspect from when you were a child till today.
Yeah.
So how do you make your audience feel like you are giving? Amy asks.
Amy, what do you do? What do you sell? Is what I would like to know. Just because I feel like, how do you make your...
Depends.
That's a good question.
I think it depends, right? Like, it depends on... What's Rod doing? Are you okay, Rod? Are you thinking?
I'm thinking.
So I'll give an example, like product-led growth, like think of like a free trial, right? You're giving people something. So at BDEX, we have Omni IQ, and it's a never-ending free trial, and anybody can have an Omni IQ account. And it's a data clean room. And what they get is free data on their data. We'll give you analytics on gender, household income, birth year, all free. And then you can upgrade for more. So like that's something we give you. Would that be a good example, you guys think?
That's huge.
That's a
100%.
huge one. I mean, a free trial of something. Like literally, I've been cold calling for like this cold calling thing, you know, and I keep offering, hey, there's a free trial, no credit card information needed. If it doesn't work, like we part ways as friends, totally. But let's get you a leg up just because you recently joined this company. Like seeing, like you joined what, 4 months ago, right? And they're like, yeah. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and let's just make you look good, right? Let's show you everyone who's on your website through Lead Magic. It's not my product. Shout out Jesse, right? But it's a
Jesse.
Jesse.
Just
But
Lead Magic.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pitch. Go get Lead Magic, everyone. Sponsored by
Oh, yes.
Amelia.
We need to get
But,
that
like,
sponsorship, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse.
Just
Shout out
saying.
for
I'm never
shout out
saying
for
that company name again until I get sponsorship.
We
Yeah,
need
me
to
either.
get all the Lead Magic
tomorrow.
people on here, like we did with, you know, so we need to get Sam Price and
Sam Price.
Tucker Carlson. Well, no, wait, was it Tucker?
No, you love Tucker. Don't ever
Listen,
use
the-
the Garfield.
Wait, Garfield. That's right.
So I have a question for
Tucker
both of you.
Carlson's the guy from the
So I like to transition to something. So a while back, we keep talking about free trial. I like this new era of freemium. I know it's not new, but I do like this new era of freemium. And I like that word in general. I like the fact that you can go now and actually take possession of a software and use it endlessly. And of course, you're limited to functionalities, but nonetheless, you could just the fact that an individual can now hop onto a platform and take advantage and be more efficient, speed up the process of whatever they're trying to do and streamline everything. Think about 20 years ago when that didn't exist.
That's how
Back
you get
then-
ahead as a rep. That's how you get ahead. You find those things and you take advantage of it, even if it's not in your playbook per se at your company. And they say these are the tools that you're going to leverage, right? Here's the 4 or 5 tools. Okay, great. I can also go and do my free trial of this, and I'm going to get ahead of all of you, and you're not going to know what I'm doing, and that's fine.
Mhm.
If you want to know, you can ask. But that's at sales, like I'm going to win, right? LOL, Tucker Carlson. I know. Shout out Tucker Carlson. Join us.
So I got to give a funny
Join
story.
us.
So it's not really funny. It's kind of detrimental, but kind of funny to me. So I had a client that I worked with from a consulting side with tech stacks. They told me that 15 years ago, 15 years ago, they had somebody walk into their office and they sold them on a software and it cost them $100,000 to implement because they said they were customizing everything. I'm not joking. For sales, all about how you can build. It might have been 25 years ago. I could be wrong, but 15 or 25. It was a while back. I think it was probably 25. But it cost them $100,000 to implement because they were supposedly building it from scratch, right? I came in there and they were still using it. It was outdated. It's long gone. It's like, Jesus could have been using this, but nonetheless.
Cave days.
Just saying, it's like caveman
It
software.
was BC.
Right.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Preacher's kid.
The biggest problem is that all your data is in there. Like it's there now. So they have to find a way to extract it if they want to implement it anywhere else. In the same time that it could have took them to just extract all that data, call it a day or two, I went in there, I introduced them to a CRM. Within like a week, they were up and running. And we all know how much that costs for a CRM. So think about what it used to be and what it is now, and the advantage that you do have now in comparison to before, which is why we talk about all these things. And you hear all these things on LinkedIn about like, is a tech stack really going to make a difference? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Do you even know what it was like to be in sales 20 years ago? I mean, I started probably 15 or so ago, but it was not like it is today. Like I was doing pen and pad. I wasn't using CRMs. And you
People
are
still
very
are, though.
fortunate.
You're such a dinosaur.
No, but I'm just
Such
saying
a
you are very
caveman.
fortunate. You are fortunate if you come into a position right now and you have all these tools at your disposal. Don't take it for granted. Think of what
That's
you
true.
have and not what you don't have.
100%.
Like,
That goes into dark social though, right?
Yeah.
Take advantage of the
Dark
free
social.
version of dark social.
Okay, so like non-traditional
that's a huge
methods, Amelia, that was something you were talking about on this topic. Can you tell us?
yeah, the secret.
Yeah, just the
Like the dark
unorthodox
social.
ways of doing things. Like go find where your people live, right? Like where your buyers live. Like the guy who gave me the slap on the wrist in that one community, literally we had everything done through Slack and through huddles. So like we would huddle and then we would text, and it was like the most simplified thing ever because we got on this like very normal human, like we're just normal, we're gonna be friends, like, and this is what needs to be done. So let's just get it done. But it was like 4 or 5 calls with like our team internally to get to where we needed to be. But on the side, like he'd be slacking me, being like, hey, is this like exactly what we should be doing? You know, so we had that good relationship, that good, you know, but he also was in a WhatsApp group that I was in as well. So I was invited to some group and I jumped in, not really knowing what it was, something with RevOps, and I turned off. It was really noisy, whatever. But he's in there. So I said like, hey, Dan. I'm like, his name's Dan. Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan. So I was like, hey, Dan, you're everywhere, aren't you? Or something. And he was like, oh my gosh, so are you. And so it's where if you don't, I mean, that's how you get to know the people and have those like resources right at your fingertips of people that you're like, oh my gosh, you were like an idol to me at some point, right? But then they're also in those same groups as you. And you're like, oh, we can benefit each other. You're not this like person way up here just because you've got a million people following you. Like you were still figuring things out just like I am. So I can help you. You can help me. Like we can be in each other's corners in that sense. Go find where your buyers are at and you're going to uncover so many things, like so many resources and people who are genuinely going to care and help you.
Rod, are you
What
part
would
of
you add, Rod?
any? You
Rod has been writing down. I want to know
Rod is
everything he
thinking.
wrote.
Like I want to get
I
the
got-
thinking emoji
I have
out.
a
Like,
couple of
he's got-
things. Firstly, I want to double click on what Amelia said because it's huge. Finding out where your buyers are. The fact that you were on a WhatsApp group is dope. I want to know how you did that.
You can join.
You wanna come in?
Oh, we need to get
Wanna
Rod
get
in
in on
there.
We got you. We got
We
you.
got to
on
get him
one.
in. We got to get him in. He's
Yeah,
in.
I
That's
mean-
it. It's over.
You're in.
Done.
He's gonna come in, and Jake is gonna be like, "Yo, what up, partner?" It's gonna be so
Is that what he's gonna say? I feel like no.
The easy reproducible way I've found of finding where your buyers are is look at what groups they're a part of on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Look at and then especially if you're especially if you're really focused on a persona within an industry. Let's suppose you're just selling to HR professionals, right? Figure out what newsletters, figure out what websites, figure out what societies cater to them, and then subscribe to their content and to those networks. And then to double back on something else one of the things I noted on from earlier that somebody asked, like, if you want to give things in this world of freemium, if you want to give value on social media before you ask for anything, what can you give? My favorite thing to give is third-party content. Find something not from your company, right? So again, you're really trying not to sell. Find some third-party content that really relates to your buyer's world, to what they care about, and obviously try to put yourself in their shoes in as much as it's feasible. And then that's something you can give them. And it's super easy to be like, hey, and obviously the more recent and the more relevant it is, the better. But like, hey, I saw this recent piece of content and I thought of you. Here you go, right? Very quick, very easy. If you're only selling to HR professionals, you can use that content for everybody.
Yeah.
And
would love your thoughts, right? Like that gives that almost CTA, but like that call to action, but without asking for time. It's just would love your thoughts. I'm asking, just trying to get a feeler for what everyone thinks. Yeah, I love that.
You can end it with even a soft call to action, like, what do you think about this? Or again, in the Brent Tillman spirit of not selling, it's like, here you go. It's here. There's no gotcha. It's just free content.
Yeah. No, I love that. That's something I like. I feel like sometimes I'll just do that naturally, but I don't go out of my way to do it. Like if I see something but if I see, like, I'll remember someone's like, hey, does anybody have experience with using, they're asking, oh wait, Siri thinks I'm talking to it. Hold on. I'm not talking to Siri.
Siri.
Sorry. Yeah. On my computer. Here. Oh no, now it's wanting to go to, it's doing something else. We don't know. But if you have that, like for you, Rod, like having specific people that you're reaching out to, like you can mass blast, right? Like, but having like that framework where it's, well, if you were back in this SDR world, like, you've got your reps. So for this SDR is like, you can mass blast things, but also have it in a way that it's going to be that freemium, that personalized kind of thing. Hey, sharing this with other people that are in the same XYZ role, getting a little bit of feedback. I'm trying to learn so I can better help those solve XYZ problem. Are you guys experiencing this? super curious to hear more. Would love your thoughts. Boom.
Right here. I've experienced it.
And that's such a funny, that reminds me of something.
Tell us everything. We want to know everything. You're so mysterious. Tell us your world.
Well, before that, I'll tell you this. I forget who said this. I forget when, but the line was basically like, if you ask for money, you'll get advice. If you ask for advice, you'll get money. Right. So I think what you're saying is huge of like, not just giving a piece of content, but then maybe asking for advice. Like, again, give that person a confidence boost, make them feel good. Be like, hey, as a thought leader, as somebody that I look up to in my career and my whatever, I'm really curious. What do you think about this? How would you handle the situation? That person's going to feel so good, and they're going to be more inclined to reciprocate afterwards.
We need a business of trust.
Wait, that's true. True that.
Business of
That's
trust.
good. No, that's so true. No, I love that. True that. And Michelle, you're the best.
What's FIYA?
Fire.
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 Oh, okay. I think this was like a new acronym. I'm like, what's
Me either. I've been making up acronyms though.
Rod killed that.
Yeah, that's because I think he's younger than all of us, you guys. I think
Where
that's
has
why.
Rod been?
It's only because I shaved today.
Where have you been, bruh?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm still 21.
I'm 29. Like, still, it's fine. Like,
If I shave,
29.
I'll be like 14.
Yeah, you would be.
I would. I got a baby face, man. Like I don't remember last time I shaved with like a blade. All of this skin is not rough. It's just
sweet little baby. Yeah.
Y'all, I just switched the topic. I hope that's okay.
Ooh. I want nothing to do with this topic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand it off to
you
our
guys
guest.
doing it right or wrong?
I get
because
heated.
I feel like a lot of y'all are doing it wrong.
I get heated talking about this.
Prospecting.
Yes,
Stop
stop it. Stop.
Hey, it's marketing calling, and I'm wondering what's happening with that prospecting. Amelia and Rod, can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing?
Rod, what you
You
got?
get a lot of those MQLs because we're just, we need to understand what we're doing right or wrong.
These accents.
I'm going to shamelessly plug my company here. I have access to so much cool data working at Zoominfo, and it's not just like people's mobile numbers and email addresses. I can tell what companies are doing research for, and I can tell whether the fact that they're doing research for a particular topic or trend is historically significant for them, right? If they search for sales tools every week, that kind of tells me that maybe that company just does something related to sales tools. But if in the course of if in the period of 6 months, if in 2 weeks out of those 6 months, all of a sudden they're searching a lot for sales tools, that tells me they might be closer to a buying cycle. So I have access to things like intent data, which is what we call it here. That gives me the ability to know, is this company closer to a buying cycle? And in addition to, what other changes are happening?
Are you prospect? Are you pitching
stop.
us?
Don't stop.
I don't know. Am I?
What
How
else?
much is the intent data though? Right? Because it's not free.
That is an excellent question. Do you have time tomorrow? I'd love to show you.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
No, I don't.
But that's just that shameless plug aside. In terms of 2022 prospecting done right, if you're going to do one thing different in terms of your prospecting, it's just I would say find one piece of recent information about the company, organizational changes, new office locations, maybe they just hired somebody at the C level, whatever. Find one piece of information about the company and try to leverage that to as many people within that organization as you can that fit your profile. In terms of prospecting, that alone differentiates you from so many of your competitors that are leading with product, not asking valuable questions. And I think that's the easiest thing you can do to do prospecting right in 2022.
All right. Question for both of you. How often do each one of you talk to people that are not decision makers before you get to the decision maker?
Champion relationships are golden. Those are you got to, if you're not, and this goes Nate Narcella, literally is one of the most brilliant humans when it comes to this. He has a whole playbook.
He just dropped a name. Can you say who it is? I'm gonna tag it in the comments. Nate who?
Yes.
Got
Got it. Oh, I was messaging with Nate.
Oh, he's brilliant. Because I told him to talk to you.
Thank you. I need to follow up with him.
He's
gotta come
amazing.
on.
Oh, he totally should. He is legit like one of the most brilliant people I've ever met, and he is he like him and Rod are kind of like the same. Rod, okay, you're brilliant. Okay, I said it, whatever. So it's where like y'all are one and the same. Like it's like you're kind of quiet, like you don't know what they're thinking, and so I overtalk, and I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm saying because I'm like, why are you so quiet? Like, tell me everything about you. But I've gotten to know Nate, and we've even talked about doing like an exercise like class on like old school exercise, wearing like leotards and doing that like. And doing that for people because it'd be the stupidest thing like LinkedIn Live and doing that and being like, this is how I cold call because people are so dumb with like what they're doing. It's like, let's just do the dumbest shit because everyone's doing dumb shit, right? So let's just be dumb with everyone. But we've just become friends. And so he has this, he's built literally the most amazing platform where the whole thing is about what your champion or that person going up to the top with you is going to be saying when you're not in the room. So it's a platform where you can share things back and forth. So like recordings of the calls can go in there and, or any kind of documents you want to share or anything, because the last thing you want is for someone to be pitching what you pitch to them, to their C-suite or that person with pen in hand, right? Like they're going to butcher it. So I always try to guard that, making sure like, hey, I don't want to put that on you. And so I'll frame it that way. Like, I don't want to put it on you where you have to feel like you have to repeat everything I just said to you. So let's do this. Let's have a conversation like with them. Let's include them, but let's just have that all of us together. And I'll bring in one of my experts too, just so we can all just have this conversation in post, because you don't want to have someone pitch your product or your service to the decision maker. That's not their job. And you don't want it to be a burden on them. And they're going to F up maybe, and they're going to be like, I don't even know. Actually, maybe it doesn't even make sense. You know, it's like, no. So Nate is brilliant with this. His whole platform, FLU, okay, I'll look it up. Fluent, yeah. Fluent. Amazing. Everyone should look it up. It's kind of in this growth mode completely, but big fan, because that champion relationship is like, it matters so much. That's how I was able to like land stuff with Gong. Like Gong was one that I was really, really working, because it was where I just totally led with, hey, because Zoominfo acquired
Gong sucks.
because Zoominfo don't say that. Like, he's got a sassy attitude. Now we know more about him. Look at that.
We have any fans in there?
Oh, yeah.
Gong is great. I'm just kidding. We compete with them.
No,
because y'all. Okay, listen. I don't use it. But I like the people over there. Shout out to the humans.
Are people?
But are they?
But are people?
That's like
a question.
Like, are they people?
Is this a philosophy podcast?
IYK.
But like
IKY hashtag though. Like
this goes back a long way. So Rod, to give you context, we asked this question, I think, when I first met Jesse and Amelia on Jesse Willette, who had done something after Hype Cycle. And we literally asked that question probably about 6 months ago. Like,
Hype Cycle?
What? Come on now.
I don't remember.
You were on that competition, the go-to-market games.
On the competition.
Oh, when they... What? The go-to-market games. What's Hype Cycle? When
That's
they kicked me off first?
YPCCCYCL. You know,
oh, I never knew what it was actually, the acronym. Yeah, they kicked me off first round. Yeah, they kicked me off first round. Yeah.
This is why I love this podcast. This is why I love this place.
Okay, so I didn't even know what I was on. And yeah, man,
what else is left before?
Not shout out to you, Guru.
What else is left before we move on to the next topic? Any other concerns, questions, or comments?
Yeah, one.
Done right.
Do not over personalize things. I'm seeing a lot of that. Over personalization. So I talked to Will Allred one time at Lavender, and I asked him a question because we both were on this email summit thing, and I was like, shit, I don't really do a ton of like email stuff. So I reached out to Jesse Outlet again, and I was like, can you help me 10 minutes before? And he's like, you always call me 10 minutes before anything for my help. And I'm like, because I'm really bad with timing. So yeah, he was like, all right, this is what we should do. Just follow kind of what I'm going to tell you. And I was like, perfect. So did the summit. It went great. And then, but it was where Will Allred went right before me. Okay, hello. His platform is built. Hype Cycle. Okay, yeah, I get it now. Okay. Shut up,
Nick
Nick.
always just comes in here and just crushes it when it comes to the
Shut
funny
up,
stuff.
Nick.
I love his
Get out of
comments.
here, but don't,
Thank you,
you know?
everybody, for comments, by the way. Like, I feel like every show, like, does anybody see the numbers for the comments? It can get
Yeah.
bananas in here sometimes.
BANANAS.
It can get bananas in here.
I
Like,
love you guys in the
Stop with the
comments. Like the
accent.
comments is where it's really happening. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
Marty ain't even in here.
There's a
Yeah,
party.
say
that's
ask
not
something.
much.
questions.
Yeah.
We want to
Say
hear your
something- ask, like,
shenanigans. Just keep it. No
Rod,
cuss words.
like personal questions. That's like what I feel like we should do next.
I'm very pro questions, but I'm just very,
We can do that. I'm fine with that.
it, so that's all.
So long as I get to
It's an
plug some
AMA
info.
for Rod. He doesn't know that's what we're actually doing.
Well,
Okay.
should we switch topics? We've got one last burning hot topic. This one might be the most burning
but-
topic.
Really quick, yes. But okay, if you were to walk up to someone, this is what Will told me. If you walked up to someone because I sent him a message and I was like, hey, does this resonate with someone? He was like, really over personalized. I was like, okay. And so he said, think about if you were in person, if you were at a conference and you walked over to that person and you were like, hey, your dog Scotty, da 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 da, like I have one too. Like they'd be like, what the hell? Like, how do you know my dog's name? Like, how do you know this? How do you know
It's
that?
creepy.
really
It's
fucking
creepy.
weird. Yes, like think if you were gonna walk up to like I have a sticky note on my desk, wherever my desk is, because I just moved. I don't even know. I'm like, I don't know where my life is, but he was like, think about if you were in person at a conference, would you walk up to someone and say that exact same thing that you're sending in a message? And I'm like, makes perfect sense. So I'm like, don't be the creepy girl at the conference
That's good
over
advice.
personalizing. I'm like, that's
But,
really
like,
smart.
That type of personalization is okay at the like closer to the bottom of the funnel, though, right? Because
Right.
Tasha, who's in the comments, she used to crush it by knowing people's dogs' names. But this was like, well, first of all, we did all inbound. Everything we had was inbound. And then it was typically, right around when they're going to close, and she'd already talked to them. So of course she'd learned it from them, their dog's name.
Which is okay.
Don't go
That's
find
okay.
out because you stalked their Facebook from 2016. Like,
Right.
don't do that. Like, oh, I saw y'all got a puppy. Like in 2016, and then your dog's. Oh, you have a dog that's however many years old, like Eddie's age, like whatever that is, like forever, years old, and. So like it's don't be weird. Don't be a weirdo. Don't over personalize. So I think people are over personalizing. I'm getting some weird messages sometimes where I'm like, you shouldn't even know that about me. Like, stop. Don't. So I'd leave them on red just so they know I read that.
So
don't care.
What you're saying is that we need to go into our CRMs, go to settings, go to custom field, and then from that point create one that says pet's name.
Right. Or like, yeah.
Okay.
Or like first grade teacher's name. Right. Like, yeah, something. Yeah.
You got to
mother's maiden name.
Sound like security questions. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Last 4 digits of social. Right. Like
first pet's name, first city or city that you were born in.
Any of this, like,
What did you say your bank account number was? Give me a second here.
Literally, yes. Okay. In-person events. All right, Jesse, what do we got?
All right, guys, in-person events, there was some LinkedIn news about like Gen Z and going back to the office. Yeah. I mean, it's controversial, right? So some people I saw some guy, he posted like he was very upset that people were very pro remote working because he's ready to go back to the office and socialize. Like some people are extroverted. They seek this, they want that. Like me personally, like I wanted to be remote and I've been remote since 2016. So like I have no desire at all to.
Well, you have the sweetest setup in the background.
Yeah. Like,
right. I don't even need
and she won the hype circle.
Yeah, it's great.
Hype cycle.
What?
I love this podcast.
What did I miss?
You won the hype circle.
I won hype cycle, and yes.
cycle. You won both.
It's funny because both the ladies here have been there. The gentlemen have not.
But one won and one got kicked off first round. So like, meh. There's a donut. I'll give you my address, Nick.
You would crush some souls if you went back now. Just saying.
No, I want to go up against Patrick Joyce because he's like a 12-time loser on it. So
what do you all think about in person? Like in the comments, like everybody who's watching, can you put in the comments, would you want to go in person or do you like to stay home remote? Also, Eddie, Amelia, Rod.
Can everybody be used to it right now? Like,
yeah.
if someone paid
Right?
you,
Like, stop bitching about it. I don't know. Like, man, like, what's the problem?
She just came out and said what we're all thinking.
Like, stop talking about it. Like, we're
I
all
know.
home. Like, if it's gonna be hybrid, great. Figure it out if you want to do that or not. If it's like you have to be in the office and you don't want to be in the office, go somewhere else. Go find another job. Like, figure out what works for you. Like, I don't know. That's like seems stupid to me. It honest to God does. Like, no, don't drink whiskey every night, but like every other is fine.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers to a little rosé.
Hold on a second.
for
Let's
me.
calm down on the whiskey.
I just do whiskey, one whiskey.
Yeah,
I'm,
or
in
yeah.
person.
Wine
I love
or
in
bacon.
person. I mean,
I
like
definitely don't have
honestly,
any Lagavulin in this mug.
in this point of my life, like I feel like if like I almost if I can go to a conference every week, I would. I love conferences.
But you're like me, to where we're very much so extroverts. Like, we are one and the same, where it's like, if we start talking, we're talking for hours. But when it comes to like, I could not work from home. I was like going to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. When I first started working from home, like pandemic, like in the very beginning, I'm so over this like like I feel like everybody should just like shut up about it, because why are we still talking about it? I think conferences, yes, it's a different story, because like, yes, let's get back to that normal. Like SaaStr, I'm going, Dreamforce going, boom, yes, totally. Because that's where my people are at. That's where they live. That's where I want to go meet them. Like, I want to actually like have that connection. But like, and then there's inbound, like with HubSpot, like, there's certain things that are going to matter to what I'm doing. But the whole work from home stuff, like, get over it, people. If you're working from home, if you got to go remote, great. You should already be used to it. If you got to go in the office, then you don't want to, go find somewhere else to work. If you like have to go hybrid, like, then go buy new clothes and like deal with it, right? Like, go actually get out of like your sweatpants and like go be a human. So, and go make new friends too, like actually not cyber friends, like actual work friends. We're all cyber friends, basically.
I'll tell you something that I did see, though. I'll tell you something that I saw between the difference of in person and not being in person. Let's say, with me and Tim, we had done literally 5 shows. We said this last time. We did 5 shows back to back. 5 weeks running. One thing that I noticed is the amount of individuals that were kind of sheltered behind their booth at the table sitting, because of the mode of work that they had been so used to.
Yeah.
Now, to give you an example, like
gotta get in front of that table, right, Tasha?
So we had this rule, and like with me and Tim, we literally will take the chair and we'll give it away. There is no chair at the booth. You just stand.
Yeah.
You rock it. You go talk to everybody. That's how you really make things happen. But then you're looking at everybody else. Everyone else is kind of just sitting back on their laptop, on their phone, not engaging. They don't seem like they're trying to attract the crowd in any way. Then you have other people coming to us and saying, you guys are crushing it. You happy where you're at? And you're like, yeah, we real good.
Clearly you're happy.
Real good where we're at. Clearly we're happy. So, I mean, you can almost see that transition between people going back into this in-person setting, but still in the mode of being behind like this desk.
Been doing it. Like,
because it's been done for so long. I came personally off the road.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I had only really come off the road. I had seen people face to face. So it wasn't new. It was like only being in a position for a month. So nothing changed for me, but for others, I talked.
Oh my gosh, I hated it. I took a Tupperware thing home, and it was like, see you guys later. Literally, we're all like, see you soon. And then it was like, see you never. And it was like, oh my gosh, my friends. Like, it was some of these people I've never seen again. Some of them we're still friends, but it was like what? Like, and then it was like, even just like the little breaks you get, like, take breaks for yourself at home. Though I'm the worst person when it comes to it. Like, I'm preaching what I don't do 100% right now. Like, I forget and I get in this full force like work mode, and I will not have those breathers. Even if it's on my calendar, I just pretend it's not there. And I'm like, man, I still have this to do. And it's like, Amelia, have you eaten today? Have you done this? Have you gone for a walk? Have you done anything that's going to be beneficial for your mental health and your well-being? No. And like, that has to be something that I think that's like one of the main benefits of being around people, is just that uplifting thing. Like, you have to be around them if you have to be in the office. Like, you have to get your butt up in the morning. You've got to get yourself dressed and look presentable. You can't just be looking like, I'm starting to contemplate. What did you just say, Eddie?
I'm saying, I talked about this to Tom, but I'm starting to contemplate doing fractional sales work at conferences. How much I actually enjoyed them. Like I hadn't done them for a little while. And I know
What do you mean?
Like
So
trade shows as a
this is the-
service?
That's
like
what I'm saying.
represent
Every-
people at the
Everything's as a service now. I'm about to
Everything
be
as a
Amelia
service.
as a service. No, God, that doesn't sound good.
But the thing is people want to go to their own trade shows because it's like an information
Okay,
spot.
so we have to talk about this
Great.
because I want to get opinions. I first brought this to Tom Slocum and I asked him about it. And he's like, dude, brilliant. Because the thing is, I was told one thing, and this is my superior, and he says this brilliantly. He says there's really two types of salespeople that are going to go to a conference. There's one style or one type is that they're there to show up and show out. Then you have the other ones who are just there to go home. Literally. It's just you're there because you feel obliged to be there or somebody obliged you to be there. Right? So I was talking to Tom like, man, it seems like a cool idea if you could hire individuals to go do the conferences that like really do this well. And they go and they can rock the out of this thing and bring you some good leads. Like
Fractional things are brilliant.
I'm saying fractional sales management for conferences.
Okay, Nate brought this up to me. Nate, he brought up something similar. Yes, I'm a fan. My vote, yes.
I mean,
yes.
same.
You do it then. We both said yes.
I'm just saying. We should. Me and you need to talk about this after Amelia. Just
because
saying.
It would be like, oh my gosh, yeah. Because like we should do this, you know.
Just saying,
but,
can you imagine?
Oh my gosh, Amelia's.
You get to fly all around. Amelia as a
service. Definitely.
Well, I said that. Then I was like, oh, never mind.
It's no longer sass. Oh no, don't say it. It's not sass. It's. You got that now?
All right.
Extended A. People be like,
I'm really curious though. We haven't heard from Rod. I've seen a lot of thinking faces. So what is Zoominfo doing about in-person events?
They're hiring us.
I feel like they set the standard in B2B.
We are representing them, I think.
Exactly.
Moving forward.
We have an awesome office space in Bethesda, Maryland, which is where I live. It's an amazing office space. More and more people are coming into the office. And I've been thinking
Maryland, really? That's like surprising.
I knew somebody was going to write it.
Oh, I'm dead. Okay, so, I did not think you were going to say Maryland. I did not know that. Why? Is Henry there? Where's Henry?
No, Henry's in Portland, Oregon.
Henry, let's have an AM PS. Henry. Shout out Henry.
I'll get actually I when I joined this company, I realized I have friends in common with Henry, and apparently he's the nicest billionaire any of my friends have ever met. So I have a line into him. I'll let him know that you want to talk to him.
Yeah, just let him know. Yeah.
Let him know he's invited on Whiskey Wednesday too.
Yeah, we'd love to get him on Whiskey Wednesday.
Yeah, Brandon Bordanson, him and Brandon Bordanson. Yeah, from CMS.
I mean, if he's listening, we would just love to have him here.
Brandon, Henry, come on.
Can we get some sponsorships too? Like,
who wants to sponsor?
What's up, yo? What's up?
We're bootstrapped, so sorry, but like, Rod, what you got?
Ask him for advice, and he might give you money.
I think so.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Let's go. Yeah.
So I think that. So I've been thinking about a lot of different things. I think the big thing is that there's value in both approaches, both the in-person and the remote. Obviously, it depends a lot on your job. It depends a lot on whether your organization is more process or results focused, and it depends a lot on your personality type. If your organization is very process focused, they don't care as much about like, and this doesn't always apply to sales. This doesn't care as much. They care as much about how many metrics you're producing as much as how you're producing them and whether you're following things step by step. They're probably going to want you to be in the office. They probably want to keep eyes on you because they want to make sure you're following the process. If sales organizations are generally more results focused, generally speaking, in my career, my managers have never cared how I got the meetings that I needed to get, how I got the demos, how I closed the deals that I needed to get. All they cared is that I did them, right? So I think it's easier for a lot of sales organizations to offer that kind of remote flexibility. I know that I love being in the office because I love
Really?
taking breaks to talk to people. Yeah,
I'm
love
shocked right now by you.
I love being in the office.
I wouldn't think you'd say that.
I'm definitely I definitely find myself being a little more productive at home because I, to your point, I'm also supposed to take breaks, which I don't, and I'm sure
Right.
that I end up.
Yeah.
I think it's also a little.
People.
It's also a little easier
we're all
for me to work after 5 o'clock if I'm at home, and I'm just like, I guess I'll just keep going,
Which is not good for you. Like, stop, y'all. Amelia, stop.
I mean, that's kind of big. I gotta put in the hours.
Rod, you love your water cooler talks, don't you?
I do.
I know you do.
I love
I didn't think you did.
I still play virtual poker with
Listen, I'm really good at poker, but I don't know how to play.
Of my old technology company because I met him randomly in the office, and then we hit it off, and then like I have nothing in common with his department, but we still play poker together because like we made that connection in person. And my last point, no meeting is as valuable as that meeting which you can have in person, right? If
100%.
If you can be 100%. There, if you can shake their hand, that is obviously
or fist bump
or whatever. Yeah, like, you can pick up so much more on their body language, on all of their different channels of feedback. You can convey value a lot better. You can build a better rapport. Those meetings are obviously better, but that isn't to say. But the world's already changed. The
EQ IQ, right? Like the EQ IQ, like read the room. Like it's easier to do so when you are in person to be able to read a room, but you've got to be able to leverage that. Ron. Welcome. Get your butt over here because not right now. That's weird. Like, but listen, tomorrow, it's not Amelia's service, okay? No, like get your butt over here tomorrow. My way, even though you've been at Disney, because like you're in my state, so that's all I have to say. He needs to come over here.
He will.
Not like he doesn't have to come over. He can undo, like he can unpack some of my stuff if he wants to put together some of my furniture. If you'd like.
He shan't disappoint you.
Yeah, if he's like, yeah. But anyways, yes. Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised that you said that, Rod. But I could see like us having like a really fun little combo, water cooler thing and giggling about something totally for sure. And then I would like
podcast.
It's so much harder to do that virtually. It's so much harder to connect with people and to kind of get to know your peers and your coworkers.
Oh my God.
Look at them
outside of your department. It's rough, and I love doing that. I love hearing people's stories. I love getting to know them. It's great.
Yeah. And like noticing like, oh, holy shit, you're really tall. Like, oh my God, you were not as tall as I thought. Or like, what? You were not the person I thought you were, like in person. Like people, like this guy that I used to work with, he's 6'7", y'all. 6'7". Could have sworn he was 5'10", maybe at most. Met him and I was like, what the hell's going on in life? You better talk. Ron took him. If you say it,
engaged.
Do it. Yes. Coming to see
she double fist pump. Oof. Or double fist clinch.
I did like a punch in like a yes, because like yes. And even 5 minutes just me, that is my time limit. This time limit. No, but it is the truth. Like that's a I forget what I was saying. Whatever. ABC. What's ABC? What does it mean?
I don't know. Is there anything else to add on like in person versus remote?
I think everybody's waiting for that time of the night.
That special time.
That special time.
Oh, I know where we're going with this.
The
Guru of the week. Ow! The guru
of the week. Woo! All right, so we're going to lead with our guests, and we're going to allow you to tell us. Wait, have you reached a consensus, or is it two different people?
Consensus. Yeah, but we can throw out another one if we want.
No. You go with your bananas gut feeling.
You guys decided on one in our DM combo.
Yeah. I'll go with you. Just say bananas.
The original plan.
Bananas.
Original plan. You remember?
All right.
Can I say
3, 2, 1.
Jason Bay.
Wanna get some?
J Bay.
All right, let's get that.
Yo, J Bay.
All right, yep, spell the name so I can write it in the comments.
Okay. Jason, Jason, Bay, like the bay.
Jason Bay. Helping
that is a very easy name to write. There we go.
And why Mr. Rod, is he our guru of the week? May I ask?
I've connected with Jason a couple of times now. I've been on one of his webinars. I think I'm going to be on one of his podcasts in the future.
Oh,
And
casual.
he, of a lot of the sales podcasts, of a lot of the sales podcast interviewers, of a lot of the coaches that I've interacted with, he has such a cool style where he goes into it, and his whole process is asking really good questions, right? As an interviewer, his job is to ask really good questions and to let you develop the content. And it's great because I'm the kind of person that, like, anytime I come to a meeting, I want to feel prepared. I want to come with like as much quantitative data as I can, as many points to back up whatever I'm saying. And with him, like, I never feel like I need to be prepared because all he's going to do is ask me really good questions. And it just feels so comfortable. And he's always kind of relying on, and he's always like recognizing and relying on other people's strengths. And I think that's low key. That's a hugely valuable attitude.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because that's giving too, right? While we're really close, hey y'all, that's the giving thing too. Is like he's giving back by just being like, hey, you're doing great. Like here, like you're doing really good with this. Like even this cold calling thing that I'm on, like he like comments on it, like give the girl a belt, like whatever. And it's like because of my stupid comments, like belt me up, whatever. But him and I don't know each other, like, but I subscribe to his like email stuff, like whatever. So I get all of his newsletters because I want to have that relationship at some point where if I like, we know each other because of being in similar circles at some, whatever they may be. But we don't have that interaction of like, hey friend. But I want to be on that like, hey friend, if I did need to reach out to him because we run in the same circles. And I've subscribed to his newsletter and I can relate to something like he said, going back to all
and his content is awesome. I think
hey, welcome back, y'all.
I think when we were talking about this, you alluded to some of the playbooks that he's built. Like he's always producing such great content for SDRs, and he's always really tactical about it. I love J-Bay. Can't get enough.
J-Bay in the house, not in the house. Can they be in the house though?
I'm sure he'd love to.
I mean, Jason Bay, if you'd like to be on Whiskey Wednesday, we would love to have you. I will send you over the Calendly invite if you would so welcome it.
Yeah, I think you just send it and see what happens.
Right, we're using Calendly.
No, okay. What is with the accents, matey?
Elizabeth Jeffries, like Eddie with the accents. I'm like, I just had to.
Eddie with the accents.
Eddie actually does really great accents. I feel like for the rest of the for the whole.
I feel like no. You think so?
Like today. Just a little bit.
Listen, I think that I do like a brilliant, like one from like, being in London. Then I got scolded one time. Like, you're not good. I am in Australia and you are literally mocking me. And I was like, okay. But without fail, like I can't help but like mimic someone. So when I jumped on with y'all, actually, who was it? It was Chris Boger, I think actually said it. When he was on with y'all, and I jumped on one night and I'm like, I have like a hood on or something. I look like a hoodlum. And I was like, hey y'all, I'm really tired, but I just had to say, hey, we were talking about, I don't remember what, but brought up this whole topic about it being where, what was I just saying? What were we just talking about? Sorry, I'm thinking about Jason Bay, and I was thinking about it, but he was just saying, accent. So, sorry, I'm thinking about Jason Bay's thing. I was just looking at it. I've got my one screen, so I'm like, okay, listen, mate. Okay, that's a bad one. That was like your worst one.
Me? Me? No.
So it's so bad.
No.
Listen, I actually like do a good one, I think.
You're lying. You're lying. No. It's not possible.
Okay, we're done.
Right. Let's jump in the party.
Oh, that's good.
Party
is the after party. Okay.
After party is the after party.
Okay, that's like down
after
under.
The show is the after party, and after the party is the hotel lobby.
And it seems like last week I learned that it was R. Kelly when I thought it was Jay-Z the whole time.
Shout out to Beyonce though, just because right? Jay-Z, like, okay.
All right, so
who wants to come on the after party? Elizabeth, Amy,
bring it on.
Nick needs to. Nick, because Nick has like sassy things to say. Yo, Nick.
Nick, you have to do it. You have to promote. Don't do this to me. You have
I'm
to.
probably
Yeah,
gonna
that's-
bounce in the next couple of minutes. It is it's pretty late over here, and I gotta get up.
It's
real
not
early.
late here, my friend. It's not late.
It's
You're
early
fucking
morning
fucking
for us.
Are you on
Okay.
the West
Live.
Coast? Are you on the West Coast, Eddie?
No, I'm actually on the East Coast.
We're on the East Coast.
Like
Yeah,
11
me
o'clock
too.
here at night.
Yeah, and but what's your bedtime normally?
Like 1.
No, not you. I know you're a
She
night
was
owl.
asking about
So
me.
rude.
I need to know his life. I need to
Thought we
know
were, like,
personal
best
questions. No
friends.
one. We are. I know that you're a night owl. I can
Because
reach
we
out at
talk
3 a.m.
so
and
late all the time.
respond.
It should. I wake up every day at
Hey.
6, so it should be closer to 10. But I haven't
Wow,
been as good as I would like.
You're a better person than all of us. Okay.
I don't know about that. I've never won hip circles games before.
Hip circles. Yo, he came dirty with that one. He went dirty with that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so behind on like getting people the link who want to join. So man,
Shit.
I got
Dad.
Rod, you have to come back on.
Look at him.
Like,
He's so casual. Can I beat you? Like, what if we switched like bodies one day? Like, what if we became each other for a day? You would freak out. You'd be like,
What's that
why is
movie?
this girl like this girl's all over the place? She's
Are you
so
are
like,
you on some Freaky Friday stuff? Is that what you're talking about?
Freaky
That's a
Friday.
movie.
but that's a movie.
What's up, Mandy?
What up,
Mandy,
man?
girl. How you doing, girlfriend? Mandy and I walked too much one time in the streets of Boston, and you two met in person too.
We
Oh my
did.
God,
all
somebody
three of
said do a
yeah.
southern accent. They want me to be you. Amelia, they want me to be. Wait, Amy said
You
do a
know,
southern
that
accent.
little southern thing, it works really well sometimes. It gets
And
me out of a
this is-
lot of tickets, I'll tell you that.
Y'all,
Officer Williams, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. Oh,
See, you just sound like a hit. You sound like you're like from Boondocks,
love me some,
which maybe I do. I don't know.
love me some cowboy boots and love me some cowboy hats.
Okay.
So I put the link in
Ain't
the
no
comment.
way.
If
And
anybody
I'm gonna
wants
do
to join,
whiskey Wednesdays with everybody on this call. It just ain't happening.
Hello. Testing. If you'd
Oh,
like
yeah.
to join, please see the link in the comments. Hello. If you'd like to join, please see the link in the comments.
Unheard Jesse.
I gotta go.
Said
Rod,
Yeah, the link
it was
in the
so lovely
comments.
meeting you. Thank you so much.
Rod.
For coming.
This was
Let's
a lot
be
of fun.
friends.
This was a lot of fun.
we
Absolutely.
appreciate
my
you, Rod. We
friend.
very much appreciate you.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hit me up when you're in Maryland. We'll go out some for a drink. Or
And we'll
something.
have crab cakes? Oh, perfect.
That
Absolutely.
sounds delicious.
I know, right?
Oh yeah, let's do it. You're in Florida?
Yeah. We
We're in
don't.
Florida.
Tampa.
I have.
But come on, it's really hot and humid here right now. And it's kind of
I'm from,
miserable.
I'm from Brazil originally. I make my way to Florida.
Brazil? Oh, I see. Okay.
You don't have
I
an
make my way to
accent.
Florida every
That
every-
accent was awful.
Oh,
Which accent?
Mine.
You're from Brazil?
Oh, okay.
Are you from Brazil?
Oh.
Also,
French
Rod, I
girl.
think you win an award for being calm during this popcorn festival that's happened today of talking. You have been like steady and on it. Love you.
Thank you.
No, that's why I want to be like, I want to switch. Like, I want the Freaky Friday like movie
Whoa.
thing to happen and just like
we'll do some Freaky Friday shit.
literally.
Wait, Mandy.
Switch. I'd be
Wait a sec, Mandy. Do it. Would you seriously
talking.
want to be on a podcast where nobody talks?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I
I'm
love
just
you. Thank you
laughing
for
at him
answering
'cause
that. You're the
you and
best.
Amelia
Don't ever
have been, like,
change.
back and forth, and then
Don't ever
Rod's like, "Can I pop up?" And then I'm
Don't ever
quiet.
change. This is why I love
But
you.
he was going like
Don't ever
this,
change.
and he's
Ever.
thinking, and then he's jotting notes down, whereas I have my rosé in hand.
Actually, I'm
like,
gonna ask for feedback here. I've been told
what a gem!
I've been told that sometimes my weird hand things can be off-putting, or if I do a lot of this. I do
I
a
saw
lot
you
of
do a lot of that.
Wow. I asked if you were
Is that-
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that like for the future? Assuming I get invited back to Whiskey Wednesdays at some point, is that,
Yeah.
You want to be back?
is that okay?
Yeah.
Is that
Do you need more?
Rod,
You need
you
more
have
to-
clothes
Rod,
for
you
that?
have to meet
For
Karen.
Monday? He needs-
So, Rod,
Karen.
What was that? What was
Karen.
that?
Rod, you have to
Italian
meet
thing?
Karen. Karen showed up.
the Italian hand thing, don't even worry
Karen,
about it.
which
It's,
Karen?
I
Love
talk
it.
about yeah. Do
Italian
all of
hands?
the
There you
hands.
Love
go,
it.
Karen.
I was a little confused too at one point when you were back there for like 16 minutes.
So I said, "Are you okay?" Yeah.
Hand thing,
We got through it. We got through it. It was wonderful.
That's good.
Lean
That's good
back,
feedback.
you gotta
I'll try
watch.
Yeah, but the hand thing, love it.
I'll try to
Just
keep my
love
hands on the desk at all
expressing
times.
is wonderful. It means you're
Yeah.
passionate about something, right? When
Yes.
you're passionate, you're bringing out your body language. What do we always say in sales? 80 to 87% of your communications in your body language. Get some. Bring some.
I want that quiet power, man. I'll never have quiet
I-
power
I really,
ever.
yeah, quiet power.
Yeah, that's what Michelle just, yeah, I'll never have quiet power. Like he has that quiet power. Like I just got that like, man, I'm just gonna go be powerful. Blah, 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 blah. Like he's like, you're like, what is he thinking? Who is he? Hello. Are you walking? He
From
totally
down
walking.
under.
Yep.
Of course he
Like
is.
it. Down
Oh,
under.
that's
I just came on to hear your Australian accent.
Oh,
That's
well,
a Rick
the
Meister 5000?
Australian- No, the down unders of we down unders are gonna go do some gnarly shit today.
The show sucks.
Thank you, Karen.
Karen.
I was afraid Karen was going to show up and complain about this free show. 'Cause I heard she's been complaining about a bunch of free webinars.
Yeah, Karen.
She's gonna want to talk to
I
your
have
manager.
been getting called all week by the SAS kids, and it is driving me insane. Okay. My mobile number, my personal cell phone number. You kids won't stop calling me. I know who it is. It's the Seamless and Brandon. It's Zoominfo and Henry. You guys keep giving out my phone number. Stop giving it away to all the SAS kids.
Karen,
I thought you were
what's
trying to
your
find
problem? What's your problem? Why are you mad at the world, K-Dog?
Okay, dog.
I was on the soccer field with little Johnny, and he was kicking soccer goals. And all I get is these calls. They keep calling my personal cell phone, and I absolutely hate it. And I don't see why the SAS kids keep calling and calling my
SAS kids.
personal cell phone.
It's gonna keep happening, Karen.
Just getting the wrong
Alright.
ebooks.
Karen,
Getting
I
the
just
wrong
wanted to
ebooks.
say that your flip is looking extra great tonight. I think
Those
you do
highlights,
2 or 3
girl.
sprays of the Farrah Fawcett spray.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Not.
Nah.
Whoa.
Wow, Karen has a
What
personality.
That
I
was
see
me.
you on those cold calling shows. You're a cold caller too. You probably are calling all these personal cell phones with the Rev Genie kids.
The Rev Genie kid.
Rib.
But the kids, yeah, with new kids on the block, right? It's like during Karen's time. New kids on the
Hey,
block.
Hey, I had a new kid
love
on the
ebooks,
block like
and that's all I know. And
Remember, we're young, we're young,
I
we're
don't
young,
want you to
remember?
call me ever.
I love this.
All right,
show.
everyone call Karen Johnson.
Everybody get
Everybody.
into Zoominfo right now. Look
Lose
Zoom
my
info.
number, Henry and Brandon.
If you don't already have access to Zoominfo, hit me up.
If you,
Lose
yeah.
my number, Zoominfo.
But Rod's got it. So, like, if anybody needs it, if anyone needs Karen, like, go to Rod.
Lose
Karen,
it.
if you don't- if you-
Lose
if
the
you don't want-
number.
If you don't want,
But, like-
if you don't want your number on Zoominfo, I'm free tomorrow at 3. We can talk about it.
What are you trying to book me?
Ooh.
Trying to help you out, Karen.
Smooth.
You want something? I want
Criminal.
something. Let's see what can happen.
Smooth
I
criminal.
like this
Smooth
Rod,
off
guys.
of right there.
He's a
Beauty
sharp
book.
character.
Look at that. Look, he's even got that glare. Okay.
He's a
Okay.
All
good
right, y'all.
dude. What
It's
about
past
this
my
Nick
bedtime.
kid? Nick, you have
It's
some
he's
great
got it.
posts
God.
out there. I'm so happy every time I see your posts.
Love you, Rod, man. That was awesome.
Karen.
Thanks for
Thank
Did
coming.
you
guys
put
for
your
the
post in an
opportunity.
ebook?
Rod,
and I
you're the
download
best.
it and
God,
send
I
it
hope
out?
you come back sometime.
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
come-
Let me know. I would love
We have
to
a
do this.
surprise
This
for
is a lot of
everybody,
fun.
actually, and
I'll
you're
get,
going to
I'll
be
get
part of
Henry
it.
to join us
So,
next time.
Stop calling me
Yeah.
Amelia.
What's the surprise?
Karen,
we can't talk about it yet.
Yeah, how can I help
Not
you?
yet.
can't talk about what?
We can't talk. There's
Oh,
a
Sarah,
surprise that we're gonna do
Right
sometime
now?
very soon. No, not right now. Not right now. In the
Is it
coming
as
future.
a service?
No,
Podcast as a service?
no.
Ass.
you jump on
It's
people's
definitely
feelings.
Eddie as a service. Eddie
It's
as a
gonna be
service
Eddie as
and
a
Amelia as a service.
Sass
Then I'm gonna
Right.
come in with like an
Calling
Aussie
me,
accent. That's
and
not
I'm
a
pissed.
surprise. That's a
Where you gonna-
surprise.
No, that's a blind surprise.
It's not
got a
nice.
problem.
I've got like all these different voice commands here on the microphone, but I need one that can help me do an Australian accent.
Ricky, that like whole camera
Wait,
flip thing you
from
did was pretty
Australia.
fancy.
Yeah,
did I do?
There was like a little like profile looking all
Oh,
professional.
just like
yeah.
change the camera view.
wow.
Well, I got
Look at
all
the
the
camera
different
view.
cameras,
Oh,
and then-
wow.
And then when I need
Whoa.
to, I can just
About-
go into like change my share screen, because I'm going to do a little
Is
demo
this
now.
how the professionals do their
Okay.
cold calling? They'll be like
yeah,
calling
and
them.
they walk too, and we do that. Us
Right,
Aussies, we do that.
And then I pull up this little like,
I
follow me
don't
now
like
badge, and then
sassy guys.
South
and then I go to my
African accent.
outro, right? Cheers. But
Okay,
it's all
Brother Ricky, I have to ask you something.
it's all mirrored. Yeah.
Do you actually conduct calls while you're doing the treadmill thing?
I used to
Tell the truth.
literally
Truth,
carve
nothing
a
but the
hole
truth.
in my
So help me
floor,
God.
walking around the dining room table whilst on the phone. I cannot sit
I still do that today.
and
Creepy.
talk on the phone. And my
Yeah.
wife would like, I can't fucking watch you walk in circles anymore.
I can't fucking walk in circles anymore.
Watch your mouth.
Oh,
we
sorry,
can't
I forget.
cuss.
LinkedIn
Sorry.
Live, it's still.
LinkedIn, we don't
LinkedIn.
care. We're gonna cuss.
Honestly,
y'all.
when I can't
No,
swear,
right.
at least
My personal
15% of my brain
Oh,
power
yeah, we're
is
not.
used on watching my language. Like, you don't get all of me.
Well, F that, Ricky. Don't say
Sean
that. You
Connery.
gotta be
Just
like
say
F
What's
star
Trey
star
different?
star that, you know.
FECK? You like or
Yeah,
instead of,
yeah,
like,
we need new acronyms for things.
instead of
like,
we say pitch.
I'm
instead
worried
of the
about
word-
you all. You're all cold callers. I can tell.
No, I'm
Hey,
a warm
Karen.
caller. I'm gonna warm
Karen,
call
did
you
you
later,
did you
Karen.
take my wine?
how
I
did
gotta
you
tell you, I'm impressed.
No, I've got, as I said, I've got everything except the Australian accent. So I can say, hey, Karen, we don't want to hear this anymore. Go away.
That was pretty-
Yeah.
What happened?
What,
I missed that.
what are
happened?
you doing over there? Wait, what is your life? What is that blue light behind you too?
Like, is it
The-
me or
the
is
blue
Ricky getting
light?
more chiseled because he's like
Blue
literally
light.
walking all the time
Karen.
now?
Well,
Ricky, is
Karen.
that like
Like
a
a
Oh.
ransom call?
got a
Like
little
Jensen?
quiet there, Karen.
Shut up.
I'm telling
Karen,
man,
you
Ricky,
sound
there's
like a
no-
Karen right there.
SDRs. I don't know why. This is Belson. Death to the BDRs. Belson. I'm Karen's husband.
Death to the videos.
Can we? I have to mention everybody. Can we talk about
What?
how there's 323 comments right now?
Whoa.
Mind you, Jesse Willette didn't even come into that. Usually he's like
Yeah,
putting in.
last
200
time we were
comments.
at 300, it was
Oh.
like 290 from Jesse and 10.
That's what I was gonna
Jared,
say.
that one show we had like
325
500 and it was all
genuine.
Jesse and Jared going back and
Yeah.
forth.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Right now, no
Vice
Jesse.
Sales development.
324. No
aka
Jesse.
telemarketing,
With
email
Jesse,
spam,
700.
LinkedIn spam, bribery via gift cards. To be turned off
Gift
or
card.
to be pushed artificially mature to premature sales. To get info they should have from marketing. SDR
Like
qualification.
scared?
Handoffs amongst sales assembly line. Get rid of the SDRs. It's outdated. Get rid of them. This is
Karen,
Belson's
no
territory.
more talking. Like, no.
No.
That was my
No,
husband.
No more
Yes.
talking. No.
I was like,
Stop giving me such a hard
Karen,
time.
no. Karen.
Michelle.
Michelle,
what you
get your butt in
doing? What you
here.
doing, Michelle?
You
Come
scared?
on.
So Sarah was asking for the link. Sarah, I replied to your comment with the link. I also sent a message with the link. And
Michelle wants
I'm
me to
just
beep
assuming
on.
it's Sarah because I don't know how to pronounce. Oh, Serby. It looks like in parentheses is yours.
Stop calling me.
I don't know.
So, are you allowed to plug one podcast on another podcast? Is that like bad etiquette?
Eh?
I think it's
Well,
fine.
I
done yet?
listened.
If it hasn't,
to
can we try it?
Nick's episode dropped today, and I had to listen to him discussing one of the deals that he closed, the first ever deal at Workspan. Super impressive.
Oh,
Awesome.
tell me more.
Thank you, Ricky. You're always too nice to me.
You don't deserve it, Nick.
I
You
don't.
deserve more.
He does. Nick is one of the kindest souls ever.
I love
Eddie.
Nick, man. Nick's like my best friend. What the shit?
Nick
I mean,
is like so
what the
kind.
shit?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We don't
Without Nick, we could all LinkedIn would be like 40% more boring, and that is getting to dangerous levels.
because he went
Yeah,
to like
that's
that
bad.
TikTok thing, and I can't do the TikTok. I'm not kidding you. I question why I'm not wearing like big baggy sweatpants and like white tall socks and white shoes, and like why I'm not doing it. I'm not kidding. I get lost in it. I know there's ways to do it, but I refuse.
Amelia, I heard there was this TikTok going around of you standing there with a BB gun in high heels trying to kill a snake.
No, it was big boots. It was big tall green boots.
Is there an ebook on it?
There's an ebook. We're gonna do a webinar. We're gonna do a podcast. We're gonna do a
I
newsletter.
fill out all marketing forums, and SaaS kids call me because they look my phone number up in Zoominfo, and I don't like it.
I think it's seamless. They find you.
Brandon is giving away my cell phone, and I'm angry with him right now.
I gotta get that
I
guy
have
on
been
this. I gotta get
telling
him on this
you,
podcast. I feel like we should just start like
get my
blasting all
number.
these big people that are
Why would
Yeah.
you not?
CEOs and bring
Brandon
them on.
would love it. Brandon just jumped into well, no, he hasn't yet, but
I'm on the do not call list, Amelia. What do you think about that? Why
I
are the
love
SaaS
it.
kids calling
I
me?
love it for you, Karen. Oh, I love it because Karen, you gotta change your number, girl.
How do we do that? I got little Johnny school teachers calling me all the time. I don't want to.
All the time,
Yeah,
because
go to
it's
my
a personal
voicemail or something.
Personal problems.
So I looked up Karen Johnson in Zoominfo, and there's 2,095 contacts.
They're calling me every time they try now. That's what's going on. I'm getting to the top of
That's
the
because
damn
Karen
list.
went and created all of them.
Better start cold calling.
I've been trying to get
That's
off
gonna be
those
the
lists,
new-
and they keep
the new
putting me
test.
back on. What do you think of that, Ed?
I mean, I'm sure that there's some kind of domain creation going on there at scale.
Yeah,
Creepy.
we're just gonna put all of the Karen Johnsons into Orem and just start power dialing. Like 5 numbers at a time.
Nick, you're such a nice gentleman. Why would you ever
Hey.
do that to such
Because
a
your
fancy
haircut. Because your
Wait a
haircut.
second.
Because your
Nick.
haircut.
Nick, I think Orem's hiring. I think I'm gonna jump on and start learning, and then come and see you there and WorkSpan and just make some magic happen. Just saying.
You're scaring me, Eddie.
I'm just saying.
Serby, I wish you
In
could
the
join.
dirty
We're having
south.
technical errors.
You know who I really, really like though when it comes to that stuff?
Listen,
Jesse
living in the
Willett.
dirty south. What does that mean?
That's my guy. When it comes to like the
What?
domain
That
stuff,
guy
when it
can't
comes to the
stop
heavy scaling stuff,
talking about stupid
that guy
stuff.
knows his stuff.
He's
He
stupid.
no. That's what I'm pitching for him. No, he's not. I'm
He's an
literally
idiot.
pitching his product. Oh, Karen, you know the idea here.
I gotta get that lead magic
That
money in
haircut.
here. Sponsored.
He does put out
Yeah.
some pretty damn good
Let-
ebooks.
let-
though. I
let's
will
do
tell
a
you
live
that. And
sales
you know how
pitch.
much I like a good ebook.
Or pointer money. Sponsored.
Oh wow.
That's what we gotta get.
Well, You were already
Mandy
selling our
money.
services. You're
How
like,
about hashtag Mandy money?
I'm still rooting
Just
for
sponsored.
Zoominfo. I mean, Lead Magic and Pointer are great, but Zoominfo would be awesome
yeah.
too.
We want
Oh,
Zoom.
that
We
would
want
be
big
Well,
SaaS
just go
money.
straight
Big
for
SaaS.
Henry.
Oh, boys.
Go
I
straight
got
for Henry.
$7 and some pocket lint. Can I be a sponsor?
I mean, start a
take your lint.
GoFundMe
You can
and
keep
see
the
what
rest.
happens. It's like
Keep the rest.
We want to drink whiskey on Wednesdays.
I'm still mad at Brandon with that stinking phone number he keeps putting in his database.
well, what are you gonna do about it, Karen? What are you gonna do? Show up?
I'm gonna call him live on his podcast. I'm
You
pissed
won't?
about it.
You won't? You won't?
Call in live and complain about a free podcast, Karen.
Whatever
Care.
it takes, I'm gonna get on his call show.
It's like the
Carrie,
reverse of trying to get
Care.
something in a cold call.
Yeah, what's happening, Care? You're like, it sounds like you're smart in some way without
really
like
pissed,
not.
Amelia.
The hair's mad at you too. Look at that hair.
The SaaS kids won't stop calling.
We still
That's
got
why I'm
people
here
watching.
at 11:30.
What are y'all doing
Every
watching,
day.
people?
We still got 11 people watching. This is
All
impressive.
right, does everyone want to hear a riddle? Okay, what stays in a corner but travels around? I was just gonna tell you.
Don't tell us. It stays in the corner.
Okay,
That's
but
my
only-
phone number.
Oh, Karen's number, but like, okay, that's not it. But like,
Sure.
okay, it is. That's actually true. It doesn't stay in a corner though. It's like right there for everyone. But it's the only riddle I know. What stays in a corner but travels around the world? Don't
I
look
heard
it
this
up.
one
If you
before,
look
but
it
I can't
up,
remember the
I think
answer.
because I've said it to you.
Stays
Probably.
in the corner.
Mandy, don't you look it up? You're looking it up right now, Mandy. I
She's
see.
Scaring
Googling
me.
on fire right now.
Everyone
Stays in
says
the
offense
fire.
or pizza, so don't say that because no.
That seems interesting. I have a riddle after that too, actually. This one's a
It's
little
the
tough.
only one I know, and I had to catch
Stays
this,
in the
this guy.
corner.
Look at
But it
like-
travels around the world.
around
The
the whole
sun is on a
globe.
corner. of your
It's
eye.
nobody puts baby in a corner. It's not a
Serby
baby.
says me.
That was what I was thinking too.
Serby, jump
right here,
in.
corner, I think baby in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Amelia, I want to talk to your manager.
Oh, can someone get Roslyn on the line?
Oh shoot, let's get Ross on here. Woo, buddy.
We
Puts out some
should get her to be a
great
guest.
ebooks, I'll
I
be
would love
honest.
to talk
Some
to
of my
Roz.
favorite
Oh.
ebooks come out from Roz.
No, she's money.
Roz.
But she got money to be
was
on
great
podcast.
seeing all of
Roslyn's
you.
just like,
Love
No!
to know walk and
Ricky.
talk.
Ricky.
Ricky, I owe you a phone call.
Hey, you guys. Ricky's gonna
You
be
only like
a
3
guest.
phone calls, Amelia, but you're busy. I get it.
When's Ricky
And
gonna
Tom's
be a
in
guest?
town.
And no, I don't even know. Tom's not even. Tom just.
Don't-
Yeah, when's
don't-
Ricky gonna
don't-
be a guest?
Nick, soon.
We don't
Oh,
want
that's the secret.
What,
Nick
why are
and
we
No, no, there's more.
I-
There's a lot more to
Nick
come.
and
I
Tommy
wanna
and
tell everybody
Ricky.
that's
Oh, I'm not
still watching.
invited.
I'm already practicing for being a good podcast host. I've got the button right here so that I can talk freely and tell everyone to go. And every time I need to say that, we can just keep going and
How the
and
did you
nobody
get
really
that?
has to like, you know.
You're scaring me,
getting
Ricky.
Is that a
Karen's
manual
scared.
button that you have to do, or does it like literally know?
Oh no, it's a manual button.
I want
It's AI,
I
Eddie.
want it now. I swear a lot. Like a lot.
Why? Jump in.
I can't jump in. It must be easy because there's
Ricky's gonna be a guest the last Wednesday of July with.
We're trying to give it a surprise.
But
Oh,
with
Keep it a
Nick.
surprise. Keep it a surprise.
With Nick.
but we
Nelson.
always
I'm not the
like
surprise.
know
I'm like
things
the
ahead of
side.
time.
You
I'm
all
like
the
the
surprise
peas with the
though.
steak. You know, there's like
I'll
there's
tell you
the
right now,
steak
though.
as the main course, and I'm
Wait,
just like
Nick,
the
it's
two
Nick
veg.
because y'all
Yeah.
already
Two big names
gave
on
it
that
away.
day.
You gotta let the people know so they mark their calendars and they're here.
Yeah.
We've got a big,
big
name
names,
on
though.
the 29th. I'm excited about it, and I've shared it on a
See, now
previous
you just
episode.
said two.
Then
Boom,
Two
Gotcha.
big names. I'm
We're
just
right
telling everybody
here.
no. There's 2 big names. Ricky being one of them. There's another big name coming.
Nick.
You got 2 big names. I'm just
I'll
saying, we
be
got
there.
2 big names. That's all I gotta say.
Give it away already.
And you want to know? And you want to know? And you want to know how Jesse got this? Jesse went old school fundamentals, and she went to town on cold outreach. Like, you remember, like in the videos where
hit
you're
up
like
the
throwing
gurus.
gang signs, like gang shit. Jesse
Don't
went
do that,
gang
but,
gang
like,
and went and cold outreach this person, and I was super impressed. And this person said
gang.
yes.
Thank you.
Hey, what more
Jesse, can
would
you
you
get an ebook
expect
out of that?
anything less from
Never.
the
Would you
winner
expect
of
anything
Half
less from
Circle,
her, right?
as it will fondly be known from as
Expect
the
nothing
winner
less
of
from my
Half
gang.
Circle, a previous sales extraordinaire, and CMO.
You guys
She knows
are
how to
trying.
cold outreach.
You're gonna make
She
me
knows
blush.
Yeah,
cold.
that's why I told Nate about you. Not
Mhm.
like that's because I was
Ebooks
like,
are-
she's-
never happened.
What never
Oh.
happened?
Eva.
I want to see ebooks on these topics if you guys are out there really doing this stuff.
We love you too,
Karen,
Sarah.
Never happened unless I see an ebook.
Karen.
Karen's a
dog.
sheep because she loves gates.
You know what?
I
Yeah.
like the forms.
She's not a Sherpa. She can't leave.
I disagree
All right.
with a lot of the marketers
Love you
who
all.
say ripped out
Love
the
you
form,
more.
and I don't want the SAS kids calling me.
Also, Amelia, are you going to tell us like what the end of the riddle is, or are you just going to leave it out there?
Oh,
Focus,
yeah,
my
yeah,
friend,
yeah.
focus.
Yes,
Open
the
a
suspense
million
is
It's not a
noted.
map.
It's a map. It stays somewhere in the corner and then it goes.
That doesn't even make sense. It's a corner. Just kidding. That's not it. But like, I was just looking at the corner. I was like,
It
thinking,
isn't
what
it.
am I going to put on that
What
wall
is
in
it?
front of me? It's a stamp.
Oh
You guys
my
are keeping
god.
your visual
That's a good one.
layout
Yeah,
out.
That's
I
a good
like
one.
I like the map answer too,
That's
though. But
good.
stamp is cool.
I don't like the map answer.
The map
Why
was
don't you like? Because it's me,
Nutella.
isn't it? Because it's me. It's so
It-
mean. You're so like
Eddie.
No.
But you don't. Nobody puts Eddie in a corner, even though that baby face. Like, why am I?
Yeah, you know
was
what's
it just
up,
me?
though. You know.
Oh, yo, John. Listen, you talking like that?
I got mad at you.
Atlanta.
Just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
okay.
I didn't know how good at yoga you were. Like
Goat
you
yoga?
started out
Y'all
with
done
the
that?
TikToks with the piano, and now you're doing like acrobatic yoga. Like,
How am I missing this? What do
looking
you
like
mean?
Pink on
You're
TikTok.
working too
Oh
hard.
yeah,
Amelia.
I got
When
a
you grind to
yoga
make
swing.
Amelia money, it's hard for you to be in the know.
You know what?
You're-
I'm
you're
not
grinding
in
and
the
making
know
a
right
You gotta
million.
get
now.
on the TikToks.
You'll see me doing goat yoga. I'm not kidding. Like I'll be doing something
do goat
like we're
yoga.
in like high tops with like big baggy gray sweatpants and a crop top. Like
People
in,
love that.
what? really? Because like unsubscribe
Who doesn't
from all
like
of my.
seeing people just get?
I
you know,
did
mobbed
try
by
go
goats
yoga
while they're doing
once. I did try it once, and it was the funniest thing I've ever done. Like in
For
my
that
life.
reason, I'm out.
Love you,
Karen,
We love you,
Nah, I'm
Karen.
gonna
We love you
stay.
so
be
much.
good at
have
it.
you
No
ever
more
been-
complaining. No more complaining. Just be good in you.
This ass kid's just gonna stop. Oh, sorry, I got COVID. I'm trying to infect my neighborhood too, and the mom's going. But yeah, little Johnny has been kicking goals. I didn't want to miss out bragging about my son. Kicking goals, and guess what I'm doing? Still answering cold calls from the SAS kids.
It's good. Oh, that's amazing. What a life, you know? Bravo. Bravo,
It
K-Dog.
stinks.
Bravo, KJ.
Nelson's very upset about it too. Nelson, the debt to the BDRs. He's been saying that all
Yikes.
around the house now.
Tonight's episode was awesome. I got to tell you.
Totally.
Tonight was awesome. It's like every episode is getting better and better and better. And Nick is coming on soon. It's better and better.
Yeah, y'all ruined y'all's surprise, but like I think I love that y'all did, but like y'all
I don't know
ruined
why
it.
we're keeping it a surprise. Like,
Yeah, Eddie.
We-
Why would you
Okay,
do that?
fine.
Eddie,
Don't
you're creeping
promote
everybody
it.
out.
Fine. I'll say who it is.
We already did.
I said it last
said
week.
it?
It's Nick.
Huh? Wait, hold on a second here. No,
Nick
we
is
didn't.
our
The one
really
with
big
Ricky?
name.
Did
He's
we
our
say the
very-
one that's going to
Ricky
be on with Ricky?
left. Ricky and Nick.
Yeah, Sam McKenna is on the
McKenna.
last Wednesday with Ricky.
That's
Shut up.
huge.
I
Oh
know.
my
That's what I'm
gosh.
saying. We got two big names
Yeah.
coming on.
Like, she's booked in the calendar. We got a couple who agreed who haven't booked yet. So like Jake Dunlap, Nelson
Amazing.
has agreed. We need to get them to like complete the Calendly thingy.
Yeah, they need to like actually do
wanna
it.
be
You should get KD. So I'm doing a podcast with KD soon.
We'd love
Um,
to.
Love that guy.
And I'm really excited about it. And so it's with Morgan. I'm goodbye. You were fun in the comments. Join us next time, please.
Yes.
Even though I'm not a regular, but like I like to jump in. Michelle, where are you? Sorry to get
No,
mad.
why is
at
Michelle not in here?
I love Michelle. Can I just tell you guys how much
Michelle's
I love
like-
Michelle?
I didn't know I
she's
love
such a
Michelle
good
until I love
woman.
Michelle. And like
Every time I see Michelle, like my energy level just goes up. like, I
right? Because she
wanna
just
smile.
stars like so many
Yeah.
emojis, and I'm like, yeah, girl.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
can I? Like,
We're
you
lucky.
The
fri-
emoji game is strong.
Yeah, Kevin
355
Dorsey. Yeah,
Comments strong.
Mm.
strong.
I'm loving
Yeah,
this.
those
If I can
comments
get
were
that
like.
thing to 400 some way somehow, I just start typing randomly.
All right, you want me to tell y'all a story? Like, we'll
Yes.
do like story time.
Yes.
Yeah, because we've got 15 listeners right now.
All right,
So they're
I have
listening.
no clue what I could tell y'all. I dropped eggs in the grocery store recently. The whole thing shattered everywhere. That was a good time.
What size eggs
my-
were they?
Nick, seriously.
They were large. They were large eggs. They were
Large
they were in
eggs?
public.
No.
Yeah, and everyone was like,
What,
"Ooh!"
quail eggs?
No one offered to help, and I was like, "I've got two kids." Like, "Mommy, what?" And I was like, "Girls, it's fine. I don't know." And I dropped them, and then the man comes over and he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "You're a Publix
Mommy.
worker. You got to be nicer." And then he was like,
Mommy,
"Not nice." I
why?
was like,
You're shaming the Publix worker.
"Oh, 100%," because it was like 8:30 at night, and I'm like, "Girls, we
I
have
don't like
nothing to eat."
Publix either.
Yeah, I like, bleh. So, yeah, Karen, we agree on one thing.
At
So,
least we
like,
agree on something, Amelia.
one thing, right? Like,
That's it. That's for
that's
sure.
it. That's it.
I love
Literally.
Karen.
Uno things. Wow, this layout's nice. I like that.
I like
That's
that,
cool.
yeah.
So
it's
I
kinda
can't figure out this layout. Like, how do I feature other people in this layout?
Where are other people?
I don't mind being a feature.
Oh, we're like
Karen, you're in-
like
you're in
you
my
have
feature.
one face and then there's other
Yeah.
people. You can see other people.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Yeah,
No
we
problem.
see you.
I'll be a feature.
How come
Yeah,
how come your
yeah.
glasses don't have like a glare to them at all?
Yeah, what's up with that? Like,
Because
how do
I
you
put
do
the
that?
light in
Thinking
the
about
right
getting a
spot.
haircut, but the SAS kids keep calling me, so
Oh.
I can't.
I gotta
That's
give a
really
shout
convenient.
out.
Mine
this
has a
is-
glare.
Me too. I got it too. The cube
Did you
light.
get it?
Yes. I got it. Yeah.
LumiCube
Not
is
work.
they're sending
Shout-
these out to all
Yeah,
kinds of
Eddie
Yeah,
got
the
the
loom.
glare.
Is that the loom?
The
That's what I
loom.
got
Give us
going
the
on
loom.
here.
I
The
like
loom
the
light.
loom, but I keep pressing the wrong thing. I don't have it up right now because I've got
I need
my
to
lap.
set mine up still.
These are
It was
blue
really
light
easy.
glasses.
I can set
I
it up.
hate SAS
Anybody can.
kids.
I love Karen.
You know, that's really offensive, actually, Karen, because
Karen,
we're not kids.
Yeah, we're adults.
Kids at heart,
We're-
get it right.
Eddie is a kid when he shaves, though. Like it's all fake.
I look super young. I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty weird actually. It's kind of
mean-
weird.
I don't like sass kids.
I love Karen.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that
Karen,
comment say? I feel like what?
She
I
said,
knew.
I feel like you know my personality a bit. The
Girl,
egg,
no, the eggs,
girl.
no. You know what?
You
That's a person though.
knew.
Then
I hate
my
sass
kids
kids.
just start. My kids start telling. Literally, it was like men who are only 60 and up. Like, and I'm like, what are we doing right now, girls? Started saying, "Mommy's having a party tonight. Come to our house." I was like, "Stop now! No, we're not. It's like a Tuesday night." And I'm like, "What are we doing?" And they started giggling so hard because they were like totally sleep deprived. So I'm thinking, and there were at least like 4 or 5 people they said this to. I dropped the eggs. I had to make a scene. I'm like, what's life? Then they're saying this. My mommy's having a party at the house tonight. If you want to come, I'm like, we're moving. What are we doing? Why are you saying that? And they're like, because it's funny, mommy. And I'm like, no, it's not. And like, I giggled at first, because I was like, no, I'm not. Then
Lose
I'm
my
like walking
invite,
out.
Amelia.
Look, Karen, you're not 60-year-old man and above, unless you are with that hair,
No.
Hey, quick question for everybody. One, it's like a semi-part of some of the secrets that we're trying to get. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, take those
So-
off and
Yeah,
change
hold
the
on a
light.
second. I
Your
have a
light's
question
too
for everybody.
bright.
Since
Yeah,
there's
what's
not
wrong
many
with you?
left. I think it's like us and a couple of people.
You're a show host. You should have this right.
Yeah.
We are starting to think about other avenues within Reveting. Jesse, I'm seeing
Okay.
for one of them if you're cool with it.
Wait, we're still live.
I know.
I'm ready for it, though. I'm ready.
I'm wondering, should we wait until we're not live to ask?
No.
Wait, I don't know what we're asking though.
We're
Yeah,
talking about
she
that thing where
doesn't
there's a
know.
lot of people in like one place.
So we're going to do
I'm
a
not
riveting
clear what you're talking
a whole
about.
get together in Greece.
I mean, wow, that would be actually a really good idea. It would be a really nice idea, to be honest. But we have talked about something like that. Me and Jesse
You can
said
totally
once it'd be nice if we
do
all
a
got
trip
together
and
somewhere
then have-
physically and then did something.
That would be
Like,
awesome.
you're trying to
Yeah.
do a riveting whole content thing together, like a content house, but not a content house.
No, well,
Wouldn't that be crazy? We could do like what was
I'd
that
be there.
show on MTV where it was like real life, like
That's
how,
what I was trying to do
but, like
for
LinkedIn
Tampa.
lifestyle.
But
yeah,
oh my
that would be
gosh,
kind of cool, actually.
So
If we can get that
okay,
funded by somebody. But
I tried to do that though, but nobody went with it.
no, we want to do.
Someone
We
was
wanna
like,
do
"You
some
got to
cool
do."
things.
Like,
Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll
What?
wait until we're not live. But we want to do some cool things. Like me and Jesse have been kind of talking back and forth, like thinking about how we're going to start constructing some of these things in the lab, and we see a
In the
huge
lab.
opportunity here. And I mean, the first step was Whiskey Wednesday. Then after that, we started talking about how we can amplify things with Whiskey Wednesday. And let's just say that there's certain things that are not being done right out here that we could be doing right. And all of you have a role to play in this. So this is
Perfect.
why, yeah, it'd be pretty cool to be able to share it live, but I think we're going to wait. Go ahead. Yes, tell me. Sorry.
yeah. So hey, sir, I have a thought. So not to cut you off, but to cut you off. So
No, cut me off.
a
It's okay.
thought is that what if y'all did something that was like, okay, going off the as a service, because everyone's as a service kind of thing these days, I feel like, but almost where you had someone else's like product or service or something, and this was not Whiskey Wednesday, but it was for them, like you were, yo, girlfriend.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friend. Hello.
Party can get started now.
Oh, shake your hair. Go, mama. Get it, girl. Oh, this is
Michelle, I'm getting called by the sass kids more than anybody.
Oh,
My
you gotta
name is
mute
No,
That's me.
Team Masai, and I want it out.
Got a technical problem.
And Karen,
All Michelle's
Karen's
fault.
still going. Karen's still going. Yeah, but
Karen,
look,
what's
she's dancing out.
I'm pissed.
Karen's mad. Karen's mad. Why are you mad, Karen?
Karen, I thought, what's
Sorry,
this?
Amelia,
Sass
sorry.
kids.
You were
keep
saying.
Yeah.
calling my
Listen.
personal cell phone over and over again.
I'm about to call
Why
you.
does
Karen. I'm
your
about to
namesake
text
ebook
you.
VIP?
Woo.
So
Why
as
does
a
I don't like
service-
it anymore.
As a service podcasting.
Jesse, tell
as a
him to
service,
stop
something
calling
that's
me.
like
ebooks for a
like
living.
something where you like it's almost like a sponsored podcast. You sponsor as a service. Like
We're
you
open to
sponsor
ideas.
someone's
Take me
like,
off the
product.
list.
Karen's
open for that. We
products,
are open
whatever
for that.
she does, her kids' soccer games, right? Like maybe you go to those in-person events. Like maybe that's
You're not
in-person
invited.
event. You go cheer on little Johnny and you get to meet Karen.
Little
right?
Johnny is the best, most well-behaved. He got an A-, and
How did you
I
do on
thought
attendance
Nelson was
tonight?
gonna murder him.
What was the big number for tonight on attendance? I saw something like 26 at one point.
Wait, is this like a side combo?
I was like super side convo. I wanted to know. I'm like, it's pretty cool because like.
But you know what? This is what people want to hear, though, right? They want to hear the side
Behind the
combos.
scenes. The
We got to
behind
remember it's like 10 o'clock at night.
You could totally do with Reveting, like you could follow like the Thursday night sales, the TNS model, and like do trips and have everybody pay for like tickets to come out and hang out with you guys. And that's a business expense for you. And you go and have a sweet invitation.
But you gotta get more sponsors. You gotta get that sponsorship cash money,
I thought we got to
honey.
start doing that. But again,
We got
the conversations are now going.
You and I hit the craps table.
Wait a minute, we
I'm
went
trying
from
to go
little
out to
Johnny to
AWS
craps
when we
table.
event in Vegas. I'll hit the craps table with you.
I'll go to any table. I've been kicked out of 2 casinos in my life because I don't know how to play anything, and I've gotten kicked out of.
Amelia,
I've
I have
only
a good
been to
ebook
2.
on how to
You
play
know how
through
to
those
play?
games.
I didn't even know
I'll
you get
send
kicked
it
out
to
of
you.
that.
I'll DM it to you later.
I thanks, K-Dog.
We
I
got
love
another.
it, trust
Dude,
me.
Elizabeth, how are you?
Hello, you guys.
I
made it.
Hold on, Jesse,
I
did you
know.
say 118?
118 attendees tonight.
I invited like a maybe. I think I invited close to 200. I think.
118 attendees. Holy shenanigans, shenanigans.
It's bananas.
What's been the most so
Bananas.
far?
I think that's probably it, but I don't know for sure.
Yes.
Pretty good.
Crushing
Is that
.com.
118 registrants?
Winning.
People who came, they didn't stay the whole time, but just
Oh,
attendees
wow.
who showed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
This
Street
is
Elizabeth, you were
amazing.
one of
Sharing
them.
me.
Wait, were you
It's
one
on
of them who
LinkedIn
said like you were
Analytics.
gonna leave?
LinkedIn?
You were like, I was gonna leave until I saw this comment. Was it you or who? What or someone? Until you said Tucker Carlson.
We need to use that in our marketing, man.
I did love that comment.
My
That
blonde
comment was
moment is what
hilarious.
got all our traffic.
That was
My blonde
hilarious.
moments every day, all day, and I'm like, what did I
We
just
may need
say?
to use that though. Like knowing that we've gotten over 100 people come even in and out. That's something we've got to use within like,
incredible.
the marketing material on LinkedIn.
You're
Like-
scaring me.
Heck
This is
yeah.
This is great news.
We're crushing it.
Great
Thank
great
you.
success.
Congratulations, y'all.
I feel like we need
Karen,
some
clap
dance
for them.
music.
How many weeks has it been now, Eddie and Jesse?
When did we start this one?
I was just telling Eddie, we need to get all these put on Spotify.
Yeah.
We probably have like 20 or something.
Yeah,
now.
I
y'all.
think
Why
so,
are
yeah.
you not
We have
doing
20
it?
weeks worth now.
You okay? Yeah, y'all should get. You know who you should get? You should get podcast like hosts and talk about podcasting. Like you should get like Travis Tyler like over at Panda Doc, and because he's one of like the most fun people like ever.
Wait,
and
what's
so
his name?
Yeah.
Travis Tyler.
Yeah, I've actually talked to that guy. He's really good.
So I went
can learn while you
to his
entertain.
podcast. Like I went in person. So it was literally, I was like, are we going to be doing this whole Joe Rogan thing? Like whatever. So I think our podcast like, will come out like, shut up. Karen. Death to Karen. So just kidding. That's so
We love you,
terrible.
Karen.
No,
We love
but
you.
it was so great. Like it was so fun because we were in person, literally at this table, talking to each other across from each other. Like it was so cool. He rented out the space, like very cool. And that's like one of the in-person things. Like Travis Tyler, yeah, Travis Tyler, come on,
Travis would be
you
great.
totally would. Like he's so fun. He's like he's the one when he put me in like an outfit, like the thing when we did
Did he
like
make
the
you wear
whole
a
thing
panda
with like a
suit?
vid. No, he wore the panda suit. I had to wear the sheet of paper that I thought was an apron or something. When we did like our rap
Hilarious.
thing, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like this is what we're doing. But
You
but
have the weirdest.
when Tyler
Lesser.
Lesser, when Tyler Lesser tells you like, hey, can you do this? It's like, okay, I guess so. Yeah. Like, or like, not that you have to, but really would like love for y'all to participate in this. You do it. Like,
I
you
would
do it.
never
Maybe
want
like
little
a
Johnny
random-
to see me in a suit like that.
Say what?
And Raj Nation doing it. Like, you got like what?
Raj Nation. I know him.
Oh.
He was the judge on Go to Market Games.
Well, you know what? I didn't really get to
That's how I
experience it
know.
because the
Yeah.
guru,
Anybody heard from Joshua
guru.
Morgan lately at all? What happened to him?
Joshua
Anybody?
Morgan? He's
Yeah.
still
Heads
around.
down. He's heads down at Drift.
Yeah.
Oh,
Drifting
I don't hear
away.
much
That's
from
actually a
him
good
anymore.
point. I haven't talked to Josh in a
He
minute.
just called me.
Yeah.
I laid up an ebook at Drift.
I don't know
and
him.
First kid to call
I
me was
didn't-
Josh.
I didn't know.
I haven't heard from him
I
in a
didn't know
while.
he flew your coop, Jesse.
It's because he's not an intern at BDEX anymore. Nobody
Yeah.
knows him anymore. Sorry, Josh.
He's a Drift. He's a Drift.
Love you,
though.
Josh.
And, love you, Josh.
I love Josh.
I do
Josh
too.
he was with me the first time I was on here with y'all.
Jesse, those be some fighting words.
Right?
All you hear now is like,
What does that mean?
The Wild
Yeah,
West.
Josh still works with us. He's still doing some
Oh,
stuff
no,
for us
he's
on the side.
I
Where's
love
that?
this
Who's
podcast,
doing
man.
that?
This is
That's
It's
great.
Karen.
definitely Karen.
Karen, shut up.
Like, where would we be right now? Where
Karen
would we
turned
be without
into a
Whiskey
pro at
Wednesday?
night.
Karen's squawking. She's squawking.
It's shocking.
Most
Is that
fun
Karen
thing.
talking? Karen's
Squawking
talking.
and talking.
It's
Squawking
Karen.
and talking is one of the
Karen
same for
talking.
K-Dog. I was like, that's what
Laid out,
KJ.
Karen. Laid out.
KJ.
Because I'm from Brazil.
Listen, from Brazil, that's
He's
not the
from
way we talk,
Brazil.
okay?
It's
You hear
Karen
me?
talking.
No.
It's Karen talking. It's from Brazil.
Maybe,
Karen is from Brazil.
Eddie,
is this
you are
Yeah, you
you
can
are
do a
pretty
Brazilian
good at
accent.
accents, actually.
Sure.
It was terrible, wasn't it?
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, like,
I
what
was
are
thinking
you?
about Fast and Furious.
I may not know
Welcome
what
to
the Brazilian
Brazil.
Elizabeth, do it. What's your accent? Go.
Mate.
Oh gosh.
She's got a
All-
Texas
all-
accent.
all of
She's
my
got like a California cholo or something.
I do sound like that.
And
Like,
my,
yo, man.
all my accents are just
Talking
baby
about my-
talk. My husband and I
You
like
know, you just gotta
realize
get
we
outta
all
here,
talk
okay?
baby to each other because
No, don't do that. Don't do it.
Not like on purpose. we
We're
like, are
like,
like
at
wait,
least
okay.
you're like, that's
Like,
the first step to like the problem, right? It's
It's
like
like
acknowledging the
a,
problem or something, right?
It's
You gotta
like
chip
the
person for
whole
that.
hey, I've got to go potty thing, and then it's like wait, I have to go to
I
the
say that
bathroom.
all
I
the
gotta
time.
go pee.
I'll say that because of the kids, like all the time to people. Like they're like, yeah, I'm like, hold on, I gotta go potty real quick, and they're like, what? And I'm like, I have to go potty, like because I'm like, girls, go potty before we leave, like whatever. And so it's like a casual thing I say to my kids, and then I'm like, wow,
Yep.
okay. Do you have your shoes on? Like okay, your pants, like we've got our pants up, like we're good, like we're ready to go. Grab your stuff, like literally. I think I talk to adults that way. Yeah, I do.
That is a real
that's
thing.
why
Like, I
that's
do
why
the
you're
same
so
thing.
good at cold calls though. Because
I'm like,
you relate to people on that inner child.
Maybe,
know?
or I'm just yeah. Maybe I need to stop mid tomorrow, like when I'm doing it, and I'm like, hey, I have to go potty. Can you hold on real quick?
No, you're doing great. What you're doing
Hey,
is
you
working.
need to go potty. Well, I accidentally said this one line, like, and people were like, I really like that. I accidentally was like, I have an idea for you. And people are all like, this is a great thing, like whatever. And I'm like, I didn't mean to say that. Like, it was like, because I thought like, oh, this is a good idea for you because you want to get a leg up because you've been at this like company for a little bit, like only been an AE for a bit. Like that's a champion thing. Like, and then you're going to bring it to like your manager saying like, look what I've been doing, show results, whatever.
Win-win.
It's just like building those relationships. But I was like, okay, I've never said that before in my life. Whenever I cold called ever, and
You were
'cause I-
freestyling. That's what we call
I'm
it.
straight. You know what? I always want to like. Nobody will rap battle with me, and I always ask people to do it. And
Are you rap?
No, I'm just from Atlanta, so sometimes I'll tell people like I left Atlanta because my rap like it was getting way too big. Like people knew me on this like
Jesse, you're
everywhere I went.
muted.
The paparazzi, that's pesky paparazzi.
It was just like, oh, like everywhere I went, they were like, yo, Amelia, what's that? And I was like, stop. They're like, give it to us. I was like, oh. And so
Give it
then
to
I was
us.
like, then I started like, I was like, well, give me a beat first, yo. And then they would drop a beat, and then like things would happen. I'd be like,
See,
oh my
that's why
god,
we need
checks in the
Eddie.
mail.
Eddie, we need you to
Checks in the
beatbox, bro.
mail. Checks in the
money,
mail.
money,
Checks-
money.
checks
What's
in
up?
the mail.
Yeah, right. It was
I
like
feel like
really
we should do like this podcast
good.
where like we're gonna have Amelia and Michelle come on. I'm just gonna beatbox and then you two are just gonna rap.
But
Let's
then
do
can
it.
we get ding
Let's
as
do it.
well?
We get
Where
ding too. It's like it's a
course.
rap,
Can I
it's a
read
rap
ebooks?
podcast. That's
It's
all it is.
happening.
Yeah, and it's
That's it.
yeah, it's happening.
Is Ding
The
a full
bomb.
time like
The bomb
sales
bomb.
rapper now?
Listen,
Bum,
ding anybody who needs that, like anyone to like have that leg up, whatever, with having that kind of outreach, like hire Ding, like he's doing like freelance stuff or like agency stuff, like seriously.
But
I need
he's,
to post
he's
about
so
it.
good. He's so
Full-time on
great
that, dude.
lyrically too. Like he's so specific.
He's on the
to
market.
lyrically.
Wow.
He's
Like,
really
he's really
good.
engaging. Yeah, he's really
Yeah.
engaging. I love
trying to,
a
like-
good rap.
A good. Oh, what's your go-to? Okay, one song. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Any song, any rap
or-
song. Ready? What's your go-to?
I like. Gosh, there's so many. I can't even think right now. Hold on.
How about
My
Good
favorite
Days
is
by
gonna be
Ice
Jay
Cube?
Z. It's gonna be Jay Z
Mm-hmm.
too.
Jay-Z.
It's
Okay.
gonna be Jay-Z.
Okay.
Because he like gives the blueprint on how to win the business game. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you know what? You can't like hate on Kanye though, because listen, Kanye is like one of the realest, I think.
These new kids. What about They Reminisce Over You? That was
Listen,
Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Yo, Pete Rock is smooth. That's right. In '92.
Absolutely.
Eddie
yes.
knows. Eddie's old enough to know.
Oh, that's me.
So am
How do
I.
you think I
I
am?
turned 41 yesterday. I know I look like a spring chicken.
Happy birthday!
Happy
Ooh.
birthday
Everyone.
to
Wait,
you.
both yesterday.
Honor.
Okay, I'm
Mine
actually
was
older
a
than
7.
you, but okay. I'm
My
about
mom's a
26.
7.
but
Happy
okay.
birthday.
Oh, your mom
26,
says
that's
Eddie.
not
Thank
true.
you for
Yeah, I'm
sharing.
messing, yeah, man.
Happy
I'm
birthday,
okay.
Eddie's mom.
What?
She just
My mom's.
My mom's. It's
My
my
mom's.
mom's.
Elizabeth,
My
you said
mama's.
yours- Elizabeth, you said
Hey,
yours
yo,
is a
ma.
7, right?
Oh, let's go
Yes,
New
your
York.
mom's is a 7.
Hey, ma. What's up?
Nick, are you
love
close to
sharing
New York?
birthdays.
Cancer energy.
Huh?
Are you close to New York?
I'm in Cincinnati. I mean, I don't know how
Wait, it's
far.
not- never mind, never mind.
Cincinnati.
Nick and I will
Cincinnati.
hop in a car from Ohio and we'll drive on over to New York.
Hey Nick, you
Yeah.
ever heard of Mood?
Mood.
Why are you always
Mood
in a
from Cincinnati?
mood?
High tech with from Reflection Eternal. He's from Cincinnati. No, you heard of Mood?
Oh, there's
Okay.
that Jesse, little
Blah, blah, blah.
Jesse Elisha. Oh, okay.
Most Def. You
Bring
gotta
him
look him
out.
up.
Bring him out.
Oh, I love Mos Def.
Black
Yeah.
It's
Star.
hard to yell when
Okay.
the back
Black
rails in your
Star
mouth.
is
Uh.
Black Star is Talib Kweli and High Tech is the producer. He's from
Oh
Cincinnati.
no shit.
Yeah,
I like Mos Def and Talib Kweli. Yeah.
yeah.
I used to follow
Yeah.
Usher in a neighborhood when he would go running.
Oh my god, I like
Usher.
absolutely
You
love
guys used to
Usher.
follow him while he was running. Is that what you
I
said?
would run like behind him. I was in high school and he would be in the same neighborhood as my high school boyfriend. And I'd be like, I'm gonna go for a run. And like he would run at night every time. And so I'd go over to my high school boyfriend's house and do
That is
it.
so awesome.
And I'd
They
be
call
like, I'm
me
gonna-
USHERRA.
I like
Platinum.
I just but he's not from the A. He's
No,
not.
Now, baby, tell me what you want to do with me.
That's right. That's right.
How about that
Yo,
new email rap song? I love that one.
No one that
Checks in the mail. Checks in the mail.
I just want to take it.
I just like the one that's like
Now, baby, tell me what you want to do.
I just like the one that's like shoddy. I don't mind if you dance the pole one. That's like a great one to me. And like
Can
that's
you
my
sing that
favorite.
one, Amelia?
Florence. Florence.
What song is that?
I'm sorry. What?
Is that actually a song though?
Are you
What
making shit up?
song?
The one you just said.
Yeah. What? Which one?
Oh, that's a
said that
song.
Someone on a
Shoddy,
pole.
I don't. If you dance on that pole, that'll make you a hoe. Yeah.
I never heard that from Usher.
Go get your money,
Oh,
money,
Usher-
money.
Usher-
Usher songs were like
Um,
my first real, like in middle
Yeah.
school. Like
Me too.
this
Yeah.
makes me feel very
That's
edgy.
why I would
type
run
of-
after him. Like he
type of-
wouldn't even
type of
know.
music.
He didn't know I was running.
How does that
like
song
behind
go,
him.
Amelia?
Shoddy, I don't mind if you dance on that pole.
called I
That'll
Don't
make
Mind.
you a hoe.
called I Don't Mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Shoddy, I
I've never heard
don't
that one. Never heard that.
mind. That's the
I just
one.
want to
yeah.
say
Oh,
I
that's
could listen
good.
to Amelia rap for a long time. That was pretty good.
Oh, give me that beat. Listen, you don't even know.
Make
I'm
me
sure you don't
Me,
know.
Amelia, Michelle, and Elizabeth are starting a girl band.
Yeah, y'all don't know.
Do it.
It'd be so
But
funny.
like,
It's the sassy
Would be
Spice
the
Girls.
worst.
That's
oh,
Nessie, you
It's
could
a
be doing the
sass
piano. Someone's got to do like Biz Markie.
you know,
got
I'll,
what I need.
Yeah.
I don't have any
what I
musical
need.
talent. I've got zero talent when it comes to art, music, all that. Like none of it.
I could do
Amelia,
a
you're
small
trying to see
amount of
Megan.
vocals and
But you
like
know what?
one song on the piano and one song on the guitar.
I think everyone, I truly
I'll
believe everyone has a
pretend.
hit song in them. Like, I think everyone has like a
Oh,
hit song.
Listen,
love
the
that.
Olivia, whatever
You guys
girl.
know, I
I
sing
can
opera.
sing like her in my head. I sound just like that girl. No, do
No?
it then. You won't do it. Oh, he took a sip of something.
He did.
Do
He's
it.
going
Ready?
to.
Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, you
Yep,
want me
Nick,
to
we want to hear the opera.
Figaro,
You won't.
Figaro,
All right,
la
let me do a little vocal warm-ups here.
You won't.
La donne amabile, qual più il malvento, multa cento e di
Give us.
Nick, I love that. I wanted to hear you keep going.
What the schnit nuggets just happened?
Who says
Nick
that?
is singing. He's singing opera.
Yeah, and you gave him a beat.
He just started boxing. It was
beat
not
was-
bad.
I got the best song on
Good.
LinkedIn.
I didn't hear words, man.
Sorry, Nick.
Oh,
Jesse.
oh, that's all I heard.
I didn't mean
What's
to
up?
thunder
What's
over
up,
you.
Fran?
Do it again, Nick.
Fran, come on.
Fran, who's your favorite rapper?
Is it Drake? It so is. I'm calling it.
I know when that hotline bling. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Me and Jesse got a song coming out.
We
The
do.
I
rap
know when
that
that
I know.
My
PayPal
favorite
bling.
rapper
You know
is
when that
Vanilla
PayPal
Ice.
bling. I know
Whatever.
when that PayPal bling.
That
PayPal
PayPal
bling.
PayPal ding-a-ling.
Yes.
Oh, y'all really have got it nailed down.
It makes
Yeah,
me
yeah. This is real.
PayPal goes
That was
ding-a-ling.
like really good. That was like really almost good, y'all.
Because, you know, like checks in the mail's cool, but like I don't
It's
get
cash
checks in the mail, but my
money.
PayPal will go off and they'll be like,
That's right.
"Ooh."
But that Venmo money, though.
But that
yo.
Venmo.
Right, the fresh
But that
PayPal.
Venmo money, yo.
Wi-Fi money.
That Cash App hitter. Like
Wi-Fi money.
Wi-Fi money. Get
Wi-Fi
your Wi-Fi money. Okay.
Text in the emails.
How about that
PayPal.
paywall money?
Paywall.
Email.
That what? That what money?
That paywall money.
That paywall, we get
You
your
got
Venmo
mail.
money.
You got mail. No,
Oh, I
everybody
love
get
that
your
show.
buckets in your
Hey,
pail.
you haven't hit it
You got
big
mail.
until you've made $7.48 answering Quora questions, and you can't cash it out because you got to hit $10.
You know what? I have that same problem. I do too because I used to at Seamless. I would just drop my pay or my Venmo randomly in different channels and just see if people if people are annoying me. I'll just drop it and be like,
That's a
here you
smart
go.
idea.
Luda. From the A. I'm from the A. My rap career got too
Sass
big.
kids keep calling. I
Does
send them my
everybody
Venmo.
remember? Does
You like
everybody
Gary
remember
Olsen?
Luda's first song that came out?
Was it I wanna live,
I
live,
wanna. That was.
I
a-
can
From
sing
the
every
hip-
word.
when I wanna
Don't get me
move
started.
Oh,
head
and then
down,
Southern
good down,
Hospitality
good
came
down.
out.
No.
Like drop
I
them
like the
boom.
B.I.
Back of the
That
back.
shit was.
Back
B.I.
deep, put this up. That's the way.
You know,
Oh
I
my
can sing the
God.
whole thing.
I like the
But
B.I.
personally-
song.
Bring them out. Bring them
Bring
out.
them out.
Yeah.
No, that's not him. But
It's
bring
hard
out
to yell
front,
when
like-
the barrel's in your
Yeah.
mouth.
That was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
all
like-
I do is win.
I don't know.
Win, no
Bring
matter
them
what.
out. Bring them out. Yeah,
Whatever.
I know
Okay. So like my walkout song though, for some reason, or the one that I only sing to like the ones that if I've been drinking or whatever. And I'm a mommy, right? So like I'm doing things responsibly, but whatever. If I'm not with my kids, and if I'm in an Uber, I always
You're that bee on the dance floor, aren't you?
Oh, I'm
shit.
annoying as
You're
I'm
that bee.
I'm
You're
so
from the A?
I'm annoying as can be. You're from the A. I'm from the A.
Oh.
Did your rap career get too big too? Oh dang.
Okay, here's a good
Oh,
question.
Dang.
What's everybody's favorite rap line?
Ooh.
Oh, I got one. I got it. Okay.
Okay.
Count my money
I know
won't
mine
make you
too.
rich.
I love that. I don't
Say it
even,
one more
I've never
time. I'm
heard
really
it.
sorry I missed it.
Counting my money won't make you rich.
I love that. That's real.
I love that. I always, who is it? I
I
think it's
take
Nicki
these questions
Minaj.
too seriously.
I think
Nobody
it's Nicki
ever
Minaj.
became
Count
poor
my
by
money don't
giving
make you
away
rich.
ebooks.
Nicki Minaj has some of the best lines for sure. Let me
Count my
see.
money
I
won't make
love
you rich.
all the lines in It Goes Down in the DMs, which should be all of our favorite songs. You know?
Mhm.
It's always going
It
down
goes
in the
down
LinkedIn
in the
DMs.
DMs. What's a
Naive.
hold on. What's one of my favorite? Well, no. I'm thinking of Rake It Up. That's another great one. I tell all my hoes, rake it up.
What's
You
your guys'
know-
like
Break it
new
down.
favorite rap song? Like what are like
The Drake one.
the
I
Drake
like
one?
Cardi B's Up Then It's Stuck. Those aren't my
Oh.
favorite rap
Up Then It's
lines
Stuck.
though. But those
Yeah.
hooks are they
No,
hit. You know,
you know,
Yeah.
because it's aggressive, and you gotta just get into it. I do in the car. I drop the kids off and I'm like hood mama. Like I'm another
Good
breed.
mama.
We're like, but the kid, like the girls, like right now, like they were singing Evanescence like this morning, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Like bring me back to life. They're like,
I
bring
love
me
the beginning
back
of
to life.
that
And I was
song.
like, oh my gosh, because of Yes Day, that movie. And they're like singing that, and then they like the you want it all, but you can't. So like that movie Yes Day, they're like, Mommy, come and sing that song. So Prestige Worldwide. Yep, that's a good one. Yeah, but it's not a real one. It's a fake one.
Okay.
Well,
Why?
so
Okay,
I
I
was
have
gonna
a
say the most rap that I know by heart is Lonely Island, without a doubt, and they call themselves the best fake MCs. But they
Is that the is
You
that
have
the
their songs are so.
is that the Jack Sparrow one? Is that the
I
Jack
just like the
Sparrow?
Island
Here is the
Boys.
sail of Captain Jack Sparrow. That shit is hilarious.
It's
Oh my
so
god.
Whatever. Island Boys like Trump all, right?
Is
So
you remember that song on
The
SNL?
Island Boys. Y'all
Oh,
don't
not
know?
the Island Boys. Not the Island Boys. Girl, no.
I love the Island
No.
Boys.
No, you know what? Did you ever see that video where he says that he got like he sold his soul to the devil?
No, I mean, I don't know what they like stolen
Like,
everything
and
probably
the
and like
surprises.
sold everything. Like, but they're the
I mean, no, he
Island
literally went
Boys
on live.
of all.
Oh wow. Okay,
Why?
yeah, that escalated fast. What happened?
Yeah, right.
Island Boys are broke. No, they just want that cash money because they have
No,
the Island
no,
Boys and the hot tub.
But they literally said that he literally was like, "Oh, like I sold my soul." Like it was crazy. I watched the video.
Yeah, I don't like that
It
kind of
looks
stuff. Like,
very sad.
Just letting you know.
Right from Googling,
not-
it looks very sad.
no,
They're,
they have a
they're
sad life,
hoping.
and I just wonder if like those tattoos are like stick-on ones. Like, do you like that every day? Do you like the water? Like,
I think they mean it. I think they mean it, girl. I think they mean it.
they do. But you should get the Island
Yeah.
Boys on here.
Oh, that's
Okay,
me.
I
My
found-
bad.
Okay, here I found
Yeah.
my favorite line. It's kind of long, but it's so beautiful. Okay, it goes.
Better than
Flipping in the ghetto on a dirty mattress. You can't match this rapper / actress. More powerful than two Cleopatras. Bomb graffiti on the tomb of Nefertiti. MCs ain't ready to take it to the Serengeti. My rhymes is heavy like the mind of Sister Betty. L Boogie spars with stars and constellations. Then came down for a little conversation. Adjacent to the king, fear no human being. Roll with cherubims to Nassau Coliseum. Now hear this mixture where hip hop meets scripture. Develop a negative into the positive picture. Now everything is everything.
Who is
That's
this Kanye?
That's Lauryn Hill. No, that's Lauryn
Kanye
Hill.
would have.
Lauryn Hill.
Kanye would have. He would so have like lyrics like that. Did y'all watch that thing on
Yes.
on Netflix? Like I'm a fan. I just am. I totally am.
Stranger Things.
Strange. No, I don't. You know what? Stranger Things was strange. It was too strange. I
didn't get
couldn't.
into it either. I just didn't have time.
It is good.
And
I
like,
like the first season, but I never saw any.
Yeah,
after
I did slope off too. I just stopped watching.
yeah.
that.
So like
Slope off.
we.
I like it.
Just didn't keep my
Guys,
attention.
I hate to say this, but it's officially Thursday.
That means the live
It is late already. Okay.
is
peace
officially
out.
over.
You guys, this has been a fun party. And to all those people who are still viewing, thank you so much for being here. If you're still on the live, if you don't mind, just stay on here for a second. I'm going to end the broadcast. But for all those viewers out there, thank you so much.